know, we see that on the car rate. That's coming here to America. So soon, hey, our people kind of so, hey, and if you still know on the hardness, it's gonna be too late. You got like what I call.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 10. The bricks.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 9. Therefore is judgment far from us. Neither doth justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity. For brightness, but we walk in darkness.
So our people hoping for the light. They hoping for all these good things to come through. But hey, they walking in darkness. But they walking in the way of the so-called white man, the enemy. Man. And as long as you want to walk and be like them, hey, ain't no good gonna come to you. You go always be at the bottom. You always gonna be in the ghettos and the slums. You always gonna be the last higher than first flight. We always gonna be a byword and a proverb to our people. And how y'all doing, family? I got some time for God. Y'all don't got no time for God. Come on, brother. 2 seconds. And y'all gotta keep committed. Hey, nobody got time for God out here, right? Bring that up.
Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 15.
Right?
We look for peace.
Hey, y'all got like 2 seconds for the word of God. 2 seconds. Hey, get Jeremiah 17,
How y'all doing, ladies? Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4.
right? Bring that up.
And it reads, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
You know what it means to discontinue? Right? Meaning something to continue, right? So a group of people will be discontinued and take away the
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage,
right?
that I gave thee,
Right?
and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies
And they serving their enemies, read?
in the land which thou knowest not.
And they serving their enemies in the land they didn't know about, right? Read?
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger,
Right?
which shall burn forever.
Meaning we made the Most High mad, right? So these group of people, and we gonna prove to us that these group of people that we're talking about is us, right? We're not black, not just the color out of cranium, right? We're not African American, those two continents. So we're proving through the Bible that the people that you're reading about from Genesis all the way to Revelation, they're talking about us, right? We're gonna prove that. Get that in Deuteronomy 11.
Look at Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 26. Behold, I've set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
You got blessings and curses, right? Read.
A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day. And a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
You have blessings and curses for having a group of people. As a whole, could you safely say that us as a whole, our nation of people, do you feel like we are under blessings or curses as a whole? You gotta be under curses, right? Right? As a whole. Not, we understand a few of us might, but as a whole, when you think about our race, it gotta be curses, right? But see, that's in the Bible. And the Most High said, if you listen to the commandments, you will be blessed. Disobey you, curse, right? So we're gonna read you some, get 46 people.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 46.
Right?
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So these curses are going to be upon the children of Israel for a sign. That sign was there when you go to the stop sign stop. And these curses are going to be able to identify who the people in this book are talking about, right? Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
The seed is talking to the children also forever. Meaning right now in the year 2022, you can be able to identify who the Israelites are through these curses. So we're going to read you a few verses, right? Read that in 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. And it reads, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Verse 16, cursed shall not be in the city, and cursed shall not be in the field.
It's a person on people in the city and in the field. You know, right? So you know the city, who's always living in the forest or worse condition? It's us. As a you know, we have a majority of the homeless, you know, projects, slums, ghettos, that's us. And in the field. You see what I'm saying? That's what these signs are. We were clearly cursed in the field. Right? Read.
Verse 17, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Going to verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, right, which the Lord shall send against thee, and hunger.
Meaning anytime you get hungry, you gotta go to the enemy to food. I mean, we used to it now, it's normal now, but this wasn't always the case. We always had our own food experience. We didn't have to go to no matter what you eat, McDonald's or whatever restaurant you go to, you know, our enemies, we don't own the majority of these grocery stores. We don't own none of them. Read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. You know, water. If you try to collect water that falls from the sky, they go find it. So it's just the way. Read.
And in nakedness.
Meaning the clothes on our back. See, we copy. You know, that's one of the main things we did. We don't get no free clothes and pay for it. So we get all this from our enemies. So this is identifying who the Israelites are. Jump to verse 54.
Verse 54, right, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, right, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
This is not a curse. Who's known for just having an evil eye towards their own people? That's us. Black on black crime, bloods and rivers. You know what I'm saying? We the same people who just gotta kill each other. You know, they make movies on it. They make millions and millions of dollars on it. Right?
His eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom.
What? We show that all the time. You see, you know, these movies, you know,
And toward the remnant of his children,
right?
which he shall leave,
Now he goes nuts.
which he shall leave.
No, was leaving the church. That's us. We make jokes about it. My dad went to the store to get some milk and he never came back. See what I'm saying? That happens. Nobody else has done it. That's how you know that it has been talking about us. Look, jump to 68. Look at this.
Verse 68,
Right?
and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right? So again, who is this talking about? Jump down to 29.
Deuteronomy chapter 29.
Because these people have a proper name, right? You have to read.
These are the words of the covenant,
Right?
which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
Who?
With the children of Israel.
So that's what we're talking about. Y'all know children of Israel, right? So that's who we identifying that we are. We're going to prove it with a few more pieces. So jump at 68.
Going back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Right?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Wait, hold on. So the Lord said he going to bring us back into Egypt. Y'all know the story of Egypt. Remember Moses led the people out of Egypt. And never as a whole did they go back into it. So that word Egypt got to be the whole world for something, right? And we're going to see what the whole world is.
Book of Exodus, chapter 20, starting at verse 2.
Right?
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Right?
out of the house of bondage,
What?
out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. What's the other word for bondage? Slavery. So when we jump back to Deuteronomy 28:68, and he says, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt, meaning I'm bringing you back into slavery. Now, how did us as a people, and this ain't no fairy tale or believe, it's real life. How did us in real life, how did we go into slavery? I mean, what form of transportation? Right, what's the Bible saying? Oh, no. And we're reading about who are they? Name of people. There's no Israel, right? Read that.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord
Right.
shall bring thee into Egypt again
Slavery again. Read.
with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. Pecking out like a bunch of sardines. You see what I'm saying? This is the regular Bible. By the way, this is just the regular King James Bible that everybody reads, right? You go to court, they gonna make you scroll, right? Oh, yeah, this is just the regular Bible, right? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
He's talking about our homeland. I got everything back to Israel. We got it. When we 50, he says you shall see no Most of these people to this day, like whether it was North Carolina, Baltimore, New York, Virginia, we still here. We never went back to our program. Read.
And there ye shall be sold.
What?
Ye shall be sold.
Didn't that happen to us? You all know what that is in the middle, right? Y'all from here? That's the market house. Right? That's what they sold slaves. Yeah. See? Yeah, bro. I'm saying that we are the people that you read about, not just him, but you too. If you are identifying with the things you're reading, then you will be, you will be an Israelite according to the Bible.
That's right.
That's in the Bible, right?
That's right.
Because the people, get Revelation. Yeah, get that real quick. Because we understand that there are people that call themselves Jewish. But we know what Jewish is, right? As an Israel, you was acting like a female or a girl, right? I thought, man, you acting like a girl. Does that mean you really a girl? See what I'm saying? That is just means you kind of acting like. But if you know what it says, you call yourself Jewish. Read that.
Book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9.
Right?
I know thy works and tribulation
Right?
and poverty.
Right? Because, hey, the real Jews are in poverty. But, hey, don't people over there in Israel couldn't say they in poverty. They own everything. Hollywood, you see what they the richest people on earth. Right? So we the ones in poverty. Read?
But thou art rich,
Well, we rich because we really the children of God. Read?
and I know the blasphemy,
And what?
the blasphemy
Read?
of them which say they are Jews
Because those over there in Israel, they say they the Jews. Read?
and are not,
And a what?
and are
So
not.
they not the Jews. We would be the Jews. Bring that out, King.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Right?
And it reads, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof plain.
Right?
They are black.
They are what?
They are black unto the ground.
Unto the ground. So you was to go to that ground and pick up, go through it. It could be different shades of brown. You got your light brown, there's dark brown. See, that's in the Bible. See what I'm saying? Hold on, we gotta finish this one scripture.
I'm gonna catch this pity, man.
Let me read just one more scripture.
Go ahead.
My friend, finish it.
And there you shall be sold
Right.
unto your enemies
Right?
for bondmen and bondwomen,
Right?
and no man shall buy you.
So we know that happened. That's real life. We were sold to our enemies. Who was we sold to? Who did this? I was- Read that again. It says, who said you shall be sold to your enemies? So who was we sold to? I see movies. I seen Django. I seen Bruce. Who was we sold to? Okay. And what the Bible call it? You see what I'm saying? They call it that. Really, your friends play people along with nigga baby. Alligator baby. See what I'm saying? They didn't lie to you. They didn't ever tell you guys that you guys are Israelites that you are God's chosen people. That's a mighty thing. Get people to understand this. The Israelites are the best people on the earth. They never told us that.
Where you guys located at, man? Right here?
And you every day want to get on the car, kid? Let's get one of those in the car.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Yeah, that's true.
For thou art the holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right?
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people
I'm an Israelite, right?
unto himself
Right?
above all people
What?
Above all people.
that upon the face of the earth.
So according to the Bible, the Israelites is better than every other people on the earth. All people. All people. No, hey, it's not equal. Yeah. Y'all know that. Who's the best business? Who's the best singer? Hey, who's the best athlete?
Baseball.
Who's the best food? This is not a coincidence.
All right, brother. All right, brother.
I'm crazy. All right, brother. Hey. Right? Hey, Lord, brother, when you come come back, we go help you get there, brother. Right? So, and that's a beautiful thing right there, man. Give me Isaiah 40 and 2. Now, we kind of got to mix it up. I was kind of getting over Israel, you know, but he kind of put me in a different spirit. Get on Isaiah 44 verse 5. Right?
Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 2. Yo! Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem.
What?
Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem.
Hey, sometimes you gotta get comfortable. Drop it, man. You know? Sometimes, hey, you gotta meet with some people. Hey, they been through a lot, man. Get Hosea chapter 6. Let's start at verse 1. Finish that? You hold that. Yeah, you hold that.
And cry unto her
Right?
that her warfare is accomplished.
That what?
That her warfare is accomplished.
So, hey, we almost out of this, man. All the rape, the robbery, the murder, and it's almost over. Right? Like, literally, like, around the corner. That's Romans 13 and 11. See what I'm saying? We literally got to get out of it. A little bit more on that.
That her iniquity is pardoned, for she hath received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins.
Yeah, what?
Received double for all her sins.
Hey, so we double. You know what I'm saying? That's a scripture in the Bible that says it's Israel, a house-born slave, man. Because every time you look at the children of Israel, we're always in slavery. Always, man. It's like we just slaves, bro. Every time you look at this, bro, what the children of Israel into? We in another captivity. We don't want to listen to the Most High. Hey, get on Ezekiel 25 verse 5. And double because we was being a prince for this man. His people.
My people, my German people never owned slaves.
Hey, yes you did.
Germans
All
never owned black
Esau,
slaves.
all Edomites
We killed Jewish people. We didn't own black slaves. We killed Jewish people.
No, y'all
That's all we
black
did. That's all my
people.
grandfather did was kill a bunch of Jews.
He just said a
Esau
couple
just
Jews.
finished, man. Hey, you know, I kind of got to change it up again. You know, hey, come over here in the world, family.
The slave owner Django was a German. Lying.
Yeah, Esau just lying, man. That's why it says as soon as he's born, he's speaking lies. You know, just lying, man. They trying to escape this judgment, man. But they can't escape. You cannot say 14:21. And hold what you got. Don't drop what you got. We kind of gonna get on Esau for this second. This ain't some blasphemy, man. Hey, just take it. We had to take ours. We had to take the. Hey, we don't think when it was rounding us up, like the brother was going into yesterday. Hey, I'm glad to believe that too. That's up. You had some of our people come. Hey, they probably went to the precinct. I said, Deuteronomy 28:6. See, it's happening. You probably have some people out there actually prophesying. Just shaking their head. See, the Lord told you, wicked men, that y'all was gonna go into slavery ship, but y'all didn't want to listen. Right?
Now we get probably on the boat.
Yeah, they probably on the boat doing it, man. Like just prophesying the whole way over there. They're probably the ones that threw over. I mean,
I'm sick of this.
Yeah, just throw them off, man.
Get this nigga off the boat, man.
Hey, man. You got it.
What about that? Chapter 14, verse 21.
Hey,
Prepare slaughter
what?
Prepare slaughter.
Me?
for his children.
Hey, he would still be a child of Esau. He falls under the same umbrella. The Germans, the Romans, the Greeks, the Russians, the Italians. Hey, how y'all doing, family? Hey, y'all got my second for God? One time for God?
2 minutes. Get a Bible verse.
2 minutes? Hey, we just reading out the regular Bible. I got no time for God. So, yeah. Hey, how y'all doing, family? I got a few time for God. 2 seconds. It's allowed for me to come to scripture. You got no time? Y'all will be Israelites. According to the Bible. Gospel. Gotta keep the commandments and faith.
What about that? Chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the faith of the world with sin.
That's why you gotta destroy all Edomites. All of them. That's why Obadiah looked at and Obadiah, man. You gotta destroy them, man. If you try to allow the so-called these Edomites to belong forever and ever, and they gonna try to overthrow the kingdom. Yeah, they gonna be kind of whispering in the other nations' ears, like, man, look, man, I'm tired of these Israelites just ruling forever and ever and ever. And they gonna be trying to craft the camp. Man, that's Daniel 80:25. Just trying to cause confusion. That's why they have to be wiped out. Man. You gotta get rid of this bitch. Go back to what I call. What was it? Isaiah 42.
Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 2. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned.
Still got Ezekiel 35.
For she has received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins.
So again, hey, we went through double, man. Listen, hey, bring that up, kid.
Look at Ezekiel chapter 35, starting at verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh Most High, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. See, thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Right, let's talk about Edomites, man. They love blood, man. They love to shed blood. They love to digest blood. They just get down with blood. They kind of cover themselves in blood. Edomites are just evil, man. They get down with blood. Just beef, man. Just awful. That's why get on go back to 2 verse 12. Someone else can do Numbers chapter 35 verse 32.
But right now, I'm actually studying Islam. He's like, all right.
This is just who you are. Chinese man and Chinese man. This is just our history. We go get to it.
Give it to him.
Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black. They are black unto the ground.
So it said the Jews, Jews mourning. They are black unto the ground. You know what I'm saying? They look like me. Get that revelation.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
This is speaking about who everybody calls Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? But it said his head and his hair was white like wool. Who got blue hair? Right, like you said, that's fake. But I actually prove it. Because a lot of people know that image is fake, but they don't know how to prove it. You see what I'm saying? They just know it's fake. But hey, you prove it with right. That's what it shows, man. You see what I'm saying? So read that.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow,
Right?
and his eyes was a flame of fire,
He have red eyes. Read.
and his feet like unto fine brass,
Your feet will be the same color as the rest of the body. So his feet was brown. What color is brown? Brown, right? Let's see how brown it was.
as if they burned in a furnace,
Right?
as if they burned in a furnace.
So it's so dark that he looked like he got burned in the foot. Let's talk about who everybody calls Jesus. So he would look like us. If he was on the walk the earth right now, he would put down on African Americans. Hey, that don't make sense. You see what it does? Alright, so we're gonna teach you the nationality people. Get Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Let's get straight to it.
Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
What's your nationality? Right? And the father yourself. Black people don't do so.
When you got nationality, you have race and nationality. So it just depends. In America, you don't mix up race and nationality.
No,
That was my first question. What do y'all identify?
Israelites.
Israelites, not black.
Okay.
Israelites.
That's what we're trying to tell you. You're not black.
I mean, I understand not black, but you know, you've heard people come across like Israelites. So just to separate themselves from the white man. Like,
That's what we're doing.
In the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18.
No such thing as mixed race.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigree after their family by the house of their father.
Meaning, you go by who your father is. You don't go based on man is considered sin. Everybody goes off as a sperm. And the sperm goes to the mom. The woman is like a sword. She's like a ground. So you would be whatever your dad is.
Okay, I was about to say that. Okay, working on it. You just
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 58. And the Lord, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord, unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
Y'all say curses is good or bad thing? So, if, like, do you feel like God is in this context, something like that? So as a whole, you feel like our people is on the first oh, bless you. Meaning you think of your people. So they gotta be on the curse, right?
verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city,
Right?
and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Who's cursed in the city? No matter what city we go to, we're going to get a dog.
Verse 24, so that the man that is tender among you and very diligent,
But
his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
who's known to have evil eyes for the people? We're the same people. We're hatred. We're going to black and black crime. Blood and crips. You know, the same people, because they wear different colors, they kill each other. Right? Right? Read?
And toward the wife of his bosom.
Y'all see the D movies? And just, you know, domestic violence. Right? So he's evil towards you. Oh, yeah, that too. Read?
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead. Which
he
he
shall
shall
lead.
lead.
You see what I'm saying? curses are going to identify that who the Israelites are. Right? See what I'm saying? And in year 2022, jump to 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
See, these are also in the church. So these curses are going to be upon the Israelites forever. Even in the year 2022, you can look at these curses like they're going to the Israelites. So they're at the bottom. You see what I'm saying? They pick the curse. You don't get one more curse. Get that. Get that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. Right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord said he was going to bring another curse was he was going to bring the Israelites back into Egypt. You heard the story of Moses. Remember he led them out of Egypt. So they never went back. They never went back into Egypt though as a whole. So this word Egypt can't mean an actual place. Bring that out.
Book of Exodus, 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Right?
out of the house of bondage.
What's another word for bondage? Slavery. So how did we go into slavery? Meaning what's the transportation? In real life.
Real life.
Yeah, like how did we get to this land right? With the boat. Right? And who we reading about? What's the name of the people that we reading about? Israelites, right? Read that.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
Everybody didn't take their boat trip.
Everybody took everybody took the boat trip. They were just dropped off at different destinations. But you still took the boat trip. Whether they dropped you off here, over there in Europe, China, whatever. You still took the boat. You see what I'm saying? So it's just telling you the form of slavery that you was going in, it was going to be through a boat. And we know that happened in Europe. Yeah, we all know it's different destinations, right? So finish that.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
What?
With ships.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Now to be back to Israel. We haven't either. It says you would never be back to your homeland. Because again, Egypt was not your homeland to go over there to. Egypt, they had us in slavery. The real Egyptians had God's chosen people in slavery. Remember Moses. Remember he said, let my people go. Y'all ever seen pictures of Egypt? It was slaves. Israelites. Finish that again?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Right?
thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Who was we sold to when we got off the slave ship? Right? Where did it say, brother?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
They will be our enemies, right?
And we got enemies the same color too.
We do, but chiefly, yeah, they are enemies, brother, right? Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So that happened, right? That really happened. That's the market house right there.
Yeah, right there, right. That's not talking about.
So now, knowing that you should not be your nationality according to the Bible, if you identify that everything happened is your people, it's the red and white. Yeah, the one that everybody has, right? So who would you be according to the Bible? Because you identified this, right? Your people went into slavery on ships, right? Don't your people have an evil eye toward one another? You see what I'm saying? So what would you be according to the Bible? That's right, brother. That's what you two just lived with. You are living in Israel. See what I'm saying? Y'all don't believe in yeah. You are Israel. So, but, knowing you're an Israelite, this is what you have to do.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12.
Right?
And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Right?
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, to love him, to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul.
Right?
Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
What?
Among all people. from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
So again, that's what we scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. That's what we are literally
No, that they be
all over.
like this, or they be
Like
like,
you said, people that look like me, you know, be way over there on the other side of the earth. That's a curse.
very like,
Didn't you say that happened there too? See what I'm saying? So you would be clearly a what? According to what? Israel.
That's right.
How much you say?
You said, religion-wise, yeah,
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Wood represents what? No, what is saying? What is stone represent? Those guys down there, Islam. Those are two main religions. That was a prophesied in the Bible. That when we were scattered throughout the other nations, that we would serve other gods, which is Christianity and Islam. That's why you came up and you said Islam. But that's not who we is. We don't get down with it. That's a whole nation of people.
nationality of the time.
You was an Israelite, but
Like, you think so, you can't say out here.
we have, but we don't post it. That's serving other gods. We have a God. Right?
This is Babylon and Timbuktu by Rudolph Leslie, scholar.
Not yet, right?
It says, Islam,
Safe for now.
the Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles and laws from the Jews' religion, meaning from the Bible. Yes, the Prophet Muhammad copied what was written in the Bible. That's what that is.
And that's what I was getting at when I said right to the book. Because we are a lot of religions they copy from fairly similar to the book.
What book you talking about? You talking about the Bible?
Yeah, like a lot of religions copy from the Bible. You feel me? And people that's in the Bible are in a lot of other books as well.
Right, so that's why this is great. That's why I said he adopted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion, which is your nationality. Right? And it says first of all the basic ideas, monotheism, which is the belief in one God. Right? The Jews' confession of the unity of the Most High God, Shema Israel, Adonai, Alononi, Alodai Ahed, which means, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. No,
And that's what I was getting at.
but it says, that's right, and that's why Islam copies the scriptures, so they can trick you first. Right? Reading on, it says the Mohammedan slogan is followed: La Allah, Allah, Ilah, Allah, Muhammad, Soul, Allah. There is no God but Allah. Muhammad, the prophet of Allah, which is false. Not true. Copy. Reading on, it says Muhammad adopted the many of the Bible narratives, right? Yeah, but
Muhammad would have many descendants of the stars. David would have many descendants of the stars. Abraham would have many descendants of the stars. Through their religion. It's not. You say that?
no, that's not what it means.
It's many descendants of the stars. It's probably it's the problem. Nah, as far as the people.
Yeah, give me Genesis chapter verse 15. Let's start with this. I went down, but I also went to Genesis chapter 21 and verse 17.
21:17.
Genesis chapter 21, verse 17. And it reads, and God heard the voice of the
Genesis 15 first.
Genesis chapter 15 and verse 3, Abram said, Behold,
If you listen,
behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born of mine in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir.
Who's that talking about? He that comes forth out of thine own bounds shall be thine heir. An heir is a possession. Right? Like you have a house, and someone passes away and it goes down to an heir property. It goes down to a chosen son or a chosen seed line that we're talking about. There's somebody that's heirs according to the
Oh,
promise.
sorry.
Who is that? Yeah. What is Romans chapter 9? What is it? Let's find out. Read that.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenant, and the giving of the law, and the service of God, and the promises.
And the what?
And the
Promises.
Who did the promises pertain to? Who?
If they're not,
Who is that? What's their name? Read it again.
Romans 9 and 4.
Read it loud.
Who are Israelites,
Who?
Who are Israelites,
Read.
to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of God, and the promises.
So who did the promises pertain to? The Israelites. So who did the
That in blessing, I will bless thee, and in multiplying, I will multiply thy seed.
Because Abraham had many children. There's a chosen seed line out of Abraham. Which is who? The Israelites. Because you got to go through Abraham. Abraham gave that heir to Isaac. Isaac gave that heir to Israel. Alright, Ishmael didn't get that heir. Literally didn't. That's why he indoctrinated you with Islam. Right? You know what?
As the stores of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the sea. Sure. And thy seed shall
That what?
and thy
Which
seed
is the Israelites. This is one of the promises that God gave the Israelites. Like seed shall what?
shall possess the gate of his enemies.
Meaning the people that put him in slavery, like the Ishmaelites, the Arabs. Why would you want to be controlled in a religion that a race of people indoctrinated you with and enslaved you with? Like the Arabs. That's their religion. Right? That's their thing. Just like Christianity. Why would you want to be a part of Christianity when that's a white man's religion? Yeah, so if you're a part of the nation of Islam, you know, you worship this Christian position by being hands on the hand with the Arabs. Same way with Christianity. So that's why the brother asked you, what is your nationality? Because knowing your nationality is going to allow you to understand false religion, and it's going to allow you to understand how to properly serve the Lord. So there's no such thing as, you know,
excuse me, like,
yeah, no problem, no problem. Because, I mean, but people say that, that's why, that's a misnomer. It's a misnomer. So, you have to understand your nationality that God gave you, and then you have to understand what the law requires of you. You just found out that your nationality is what? As an Israelite. Now, what do you do as an Israelite?
Israelites not Jews.
Not what?
They're not Judaism.
No. Judaism is a...
Historically,
No. Well, I'm going to show you. Give me the book of Ezekiel. Like, go to chapter 37. Right, go to Judaism, whether it was created by the so-called white people. Yeah. You don't read about, what was it been around a lot? Well, listen. I'm about to show you. Right? Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Right?
So I prophesied as I was commanded. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 4. Verse 5. Therefore thus says the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen.
The residue of the what?
Of the heathen.
My son
And
is
all against all Idumeans.
Like Julius,
and my
right?
daughter is
Julius goes back
actually
to
saying,
shall appoint my land into their possession.
all men
But the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel.
The land of Israel is now possessed by so-called Khazar Jews, which practice Judaism. There's no such thing as white
I told him
This is
that
only
People that's in the land now. So how you feel on the land of Israel right now?
Well, it's about to tell you. God is about to tell you. You know?
And to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys. Thus saith the Lord God, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury.
How does God feel about the people of the land?
In my jealousy and in my fury.
Because they don't belong there. They stole the land. Read.
Because ye have borne the shame of the heathen.
Right?
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame.
Right. Because the Lord
White
is
man of the crown, man. Who the heathen?
No, he could be no.
right? And the other nations, the brown man as well, which is the Ethiopians, those other Hamites, those nasty Libyans, those nasty blood drinkers, foolish man, African that's the so-called white man. Anybody that's not on this side is heathen as well. So listen, the Lord said that Judaism was a false religion. The Lord is going to destroy them for what they've done.
Like you can't
Right? Yeah, so it definitely says that. So, let me go to the
Book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 12. Here's the patience of the saints.
This is what you need to wait for. This is the patience of the saints. It's already written that the Lord is going to destroy the so-called white man. Right? And they call it the son of the saints. Revelation chapter 3. Right? Read.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God.
This is our religion. Right? This is our constitution. What?
Here are they that keep the commandments of God.
The Most High God gave us a constitution, which is a commandment, which is a way of life, which is a heritage, which is what they took from you, which is why you now don't know your nationality. Yeah, you now don't know your name. You don't know anything. You know. So the Lord said, "Here are they that keep the commandments of God." Read.
In the faith, in the faith of Yahweh Shah.
So you have to keep the commandments and the faith of His only begotten Son. That's your heritage. Right? That's our religion. That's what we practice. A religion is something what you practice. We practice our nationality. Yeah, we practice our nationality. We practice who God created us to be. Not something that so-called white men do. You know, something that we adopt. No, this is who you are, bro.
Stay in your pockets.
Does that make sense?
No, no, it
I
definitely
will
makes
take
sense.
it back.
That's why I said I studied this. I was listening to this. See different things. I want to come talk to that.
Yes.
You had them like me.
Well, the Lord said we have to keep the commandments. Do you know the commandments?
You asked me for light money, you know. I'm not $100 here. $100 here. You be happy. And you know what? What you say? We got $10,000 back in income tax. Am I supposed to go money?
That was good. So, what's going to give you?
Then you gonna ask me again for a large sum like that.
Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7. And the swan.
If I don't, you upset me.
No, swan is
You can afford it.
though he divide the hoof and be clothed and flooded.
So, now, this is another thing that they adopted out of Yeah, so they got this from Abraham, Isaac, and
My
Jacob.
feelings got
They got this from
very
Egypt.
I'm
We
gonna
don't
call
eat swine.
forever.
Because God told us not to.
Start this
Right? Well,
Though he divide the hoof and be clothed and flooded, yet he choose not the cud.
right?
He's unclean to
It
you.
says he's chosen not to come, meaning the swine was created not properly got fresh food.
I be like,
Right? It was created eat filth. Right? It's toxic and trash. And why did he? That's what it was made. That's what the trash is. Right?
Verse 9. These shall you eat of all that are in the water.
Now, if you eat the swine, guess what? You will be sinning. That's why the Most High God said the nation of Israel was slaves for breaking the commandments. Right? Read.
Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, and in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
So, if you want anything out of the water, it has to have fins and scales. And when remember, this is your heritage. This is your culture. This is our knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, crabs, sea bottles, things of that nature. Yes or no? Catfish, calamari, scallops, right? All those things were created to cleanse the earth.
Mommy, you push me.
Makes sense? You ever heard this? Yeah, it don't got fins. It don't got no scales on it. When is the Sabbath day? Well, it's kind of in between both of what you just said. Why is the Holy Ghost Friday? Really? Why? Okay, give me that.
Book of Exodus.
The definition of the word week here is 7. That's what a week is.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
What to do what?
To keep it holy.
So the holy day is on the Sabbath, the Shabbat. You know what I mean?
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day,
Fifth day.
but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So when is the first day of the week?
Friday, Saturday, 6 days, Sunday. So, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
You know what I'm saying? But the week start on Monday, right?
Really?
It's Sunday. Sunday to Sunday is what? All right, I'm at the calendar. I'm at the calendar.
What's the first one?
The first one of what? This month?
No, the first day.
Oh, the first day of the week. It's Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday.
So Sunday is the first day of the week. The Most High said the seventh day is Sabbath. So what's the first day? Then count 7 days. Sabbath. Sabbath. Literally. Right
I
now.
wasn't wrong for saying Friday, Saturday.
Well, it wasn't wrong. You was kind of really in the spirit unknowing. Now, when does the day begin though? But like, what time is it where we know now it's a new day? That's what they say 12, right? So we're gonna find out.
In Genesis chapter 1 verse 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. In the evening and the morning were the first day.
So at evening is when your day begins. Right? That makes sense? Now how do we know evening? Yeah, the sun has gone down. So your day will be, so your Sabbath begins Friday, Sunday, Saturday. So your Sabbath day literally is right now. Sunday. And what can't you do on the Sabbath? What?
You're not supposed to work. You're not supposed to be a day of rest.
Right. What else?
You see what I was getting at though with the Monday, right? You see what I was getting at with the Monday though?
I mean, not really. Because it wasn't.
What's 7 days from Monday?
Well, we're not dealing with Monday. We're dealing with what actually the first day. So this is
Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring wares or any victory on the Sabbath day,
what day?
on the Sabbath day,
The 7th day of that week that you're living.
to sell, that we will not buy it of them.
So this was like somebody setting up shop to sell something. The Lord said on the Sabbath day we don't buy. It makes sense. It's really to buy and sell. We'll get one more commandment. What's the number?
Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel
What's your nationality again, brother? Right? Read.
and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments
That's what this is. Right? Manufacturing. Amen. Right? Read.
throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Hold on. I'm saying this is the only mandatory
and it shall be unto you for a friend, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them,
What?
and do them.
So, y'all just drink. I don't know if you say that weird, but that's another thing, right?
You just tell them why you did it.
That is my thing.
The military.
I'm out here on vacation. Vacation.
You stationed? You stationed? Fort Brown?
Whoops. Did you get this out?
Everybody should get a cold over the way he's spraying it. Everybody should get
Sorry about that.
All the
If
information.
you ain't get it, I'm gonna tell you.
We be out here too. Saturday, free till. Come by. Go back and talk. Come back before question.
Remember the nation program?
Right?
That's right. That's right.
Right.
Stinky.
You're not saying for it. That's got bad.
That spawn, that spawn brought it down.
He's so out there doing all that. Hey, what shot me in the drunk lane and that so he's so crafty.
Isaiah chapter 44 and verse 5. One shall say,
I want to say that happened really when they came up here. Yeah.
It's a spawn.
Satan tried to take away the word.
one shall say, I am the Lord, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. By the name of Israel.
Just happened, man. Hey, it's coming to pass each and every day. So, waking up to the true identity. You know, hey, Islam, a lot of our people was kind of in Islam. Lots of us, you know, because Islam is a little bit more masculine, you could say, religion. You know, Christianity is very feminine. No guy is going to grow up being a Christian. You know, it's very feminine. So they look at Islam as the next best thing. You know, they kind of militarized over there. So Islam have a lot of our people kind of caught up in that, right? Go ahead. Yeah. They always said he was on the slave to the whole thing. And of course, they go teach us about their God. Right? Everybody have give me what 3 and 2. Please 3 and 7.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 2. You only have I known of.
How you doing, brother? Now, a few seconds, brother. Come on, just a few seconds.
date's waiting for me.
Come on.
My date's waiting for me. Much respect.
All right, brother. You're an Israelite. He does.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you.
That's
For,
like, that's not what it's Joel 2 and 27. And everybody have their God. Chinese man got his God. You know, they get down with the dragons and whatever else they believe in. So-called white man got his God. The Arab man got his God. That's Islam. It's Indian men. They have their God. Everybody have their God. Give me Jeremiah 2, verse 32. Bring that out there.
Joel 2 and 27.
Right?
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
Right?
and that I am the Lord your God,
Who?
that I am the Lord your God,
He?
and none else,
Now he's the God of everybody.
and none else.
And so he's exclusive. He's only our God and nobody else's. No, he's not our God and the God of the so-called white man. So-called white man has his God, man. You know, he worships the spiritual demon Satan. Chinese man got his God, so the Lord is our God and none else. So that, hey, we got to keep that same energy, man. Stop trying to join these other nations and follow after their gods, man. We've been doing that since the beginning. Get on Isaiah 2 verse 6. Bring that up. I said Jeremiah.
Look at Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 32.
Right?
Can a maid forget her ornament?
I mean, they can, like, you know, a maid is going to, you know, a woman. She got her ornaments, her perfume, her jewelry, her rings, you know, all that stuff. And she forget that ring.
Or a bride her top.
Right?
Yet my people have forgotten me days without
Y'all
number.
got a few seconds for the word of God?
I'm about to say more.
You just asked us the same question when we walked
Well,
by.
I'm going to ask you again, since we ask you every time I see you.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 32. Can a maid forget her ornament,
Right?
or a bride her top?
Right?
Yet my people have forgotten me days without number.
Right? And hey, that still happens, even to this day. We stay forgetting the Most High days without number. Jump on Jeremiah chapter 3. Yeah, verse 3. Verse 1.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1.
Right?
They say, if a man put away his wife, and she goes from him, and become another man, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers,
Right?
yet return again to me, saith the Lord.
Right? See, the Most High is still calling us to return, man. We still have a chance to return to the Most High in these days that we're living in, right? Go ahead and bring that out, please.
Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 6. Therefore, thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because they be replenished from the east, and are soothsayers like the Philistines,
Right?
and they please themselves in the children of strangers.
Meaning, you know, hey, we just want to please ourselves with these other nations. Their gods, their rules, their laws. That's how people want to get down, man. That's what it says, like, we play the harlot in Jeremiah chapter 3. Just want to get down with everything else but this Bible. You know, hey, people kind of be asking us what book we be reading. Then we be like, it's just the Bible. They kind of get sad. Well, just the Bible. Because it's like a real lustful spirit on our people to just go after all these different, you know, things but this Bible. They want to get into anything else but the Bible. That's how you know when the people in the book, man.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 25. Withhold thy foot from being unsoft,
Right?
thy throat from thirst. But thou sayest, there is no hope. No, for I have loved strangers.
What?
I have loved strangers. See? And after them will I go.
A lot of people love strangers, man. They run after, like the brother said, man. It's kind of like, you know, a woman might walk by that, a Jake might, you know, find a traveler. Hey, Jake go run down the street for her, man. Jake go, you know, put a pep in his step, man. He ain't gonna take his time. He gonna like literally run kind of after, man. Yeah, he ain't gonna want to miss the opportunity, man. Yeah, somebody else go get it. And that's us, man. We run after these other nations. We run after the so-called white man, Chinese men, the Philistines, Ishmaelites, all these other nations, man. We just run after them, trying to get down with their religions and stuff, and have the profit of us. No, go ahead and bring that up, man.
Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 13.
Right?
Sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains.
Right?
For the Lord hath comforted his people, and will have mercy upon his afflicted.
Right?
But Zion said, the Lord has forsaken me.
We said what?
The Lord has forsaken me.
Now people think the Lord has forsaken us, man. Most High didn't forsake us. Get on Isaiah 59, start at verse 1.
And my Lord hath forgotten me.
Right?
Can a woman forget her sucking child,
Right?
that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb?
Right? And we all know how women, are when it comes to their baby, man. That's like a bond. It's really supposed to be an unbreakable bond, right? Read.
Yea, they may forget.
But what the Lord say?
Yea, they may forget.
Hey, because in the times we living in now, we seen all kinds of stuff. We seen moms actually lashed out on their church and to hurt them, man. I seen it was on Facebook Live. A woman was beating up the child, talking about I can't stand your daddy, right? So that's what the Lord said. Hey, they might forget, right? Read.
Yet will I not forget thee.
Now he gonna forget us.
Yet will I not forget thee.
So the Most High not gonna forget us, man. Even right now, he still left some light out here for us. Get Isaiah 92. Go ahead, bring that out.
But about Isaiah chapter 59, verse 1.
Right?
Behold, the Lord's hand is not short,
Right?
that he cannot save.
So the Most High hand is not short, man. You know how old people get older, their limbs kind of get a little shorter or smaller. So the Most High hand is not shorter, right? He can still save us mightily, right? Read.
Neither his ear heavy, that he cannot hear.
Meaning, if you call out to the Most High, he can hear you, man. It don't matter where you at. If you face the east and call out to the Most High, hey, he'll have mercy on you, man. And he'll hear you. Read.
But your iniquity,
But your what?
But your iniquity.
You want to follow all these other guys, man. And the kind of fucker he was an Israelite, but still kind of trying to, follow Islam. That's all James 1:8. You can't have a double-minded mind. Read.
have separated between you and your God.
So that's what separated us from the Most High. That's the cutoff. Because we choose to still be in sin. We still want to be like other nations. We still want to eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. We still want to do all these things, right?
And your sin have hid his face from you, that he will not hear.
That he will what?
That he will
Not hear.
So that's why the Most High's not hearing us in these times, man. Like, hey, in the Christian church, man, they do all kinds of praise, man. They got something called praise meeting, right? But the Most High's not listening to it, man. But we still want to be like the so-called white man in America, man. We want to be destroyed, right? God said, go ahead, bring it up.
Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 2. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light.
That was us, man. We was all in darkness at one point. And we come from get on 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. Hey, we come from some dark places up there, man. Where brothers came from all forms of life. Brothers used to be gangbangers. Brothers probably used to be thieves, adulterers, right? Hey, we come from all places of darkness, right? Read.
Have seen a great light.
Yeah, see what?
A great light.
And now we seen a great light in these last days, man. The Most High have mercy on us and brought us into this truth, right? Isaiah 8 and 20. A little bit more than that.
They that dwell in the land of the shadow of the death.
That's us, man. We dwell in the land of the shadow of death, right? Any day, man. Hey, any day could be our last, man. We kind of leave the house, man. You might say goodbye to your loved ones, and you kind of mean that thing. Because you don't know if the day's going to be the day you're going to be stopped by so-called white men, a police officer, and he say you got a gun, and he shoot you down dead, man. You don't know. Or another brother that look just like you might try to kill and rob you, right? So, hey, man, we dwell in the shadow of death, man. That's not these people. We're not dwelling in the shadow of death. Read.
Upon them hath the light shined.
Right? And upon those people that's living in the shadow of death, the light shine. The light ain't shine on everybody. Because everybody's not going through these things. Right? Everybody not getting shut down. That's not everybody. Right? Get Isaiah 8, verse 20.
Look at 1 Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 27, right? But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world.
So the Most High has chosen the foolish thing. Brothers probably, up there probably don't have the highest IQ, the 4-point GPA or to the fanciest college, right? The Most High not dealing with that. Read.
To confound the wise.
And he chosen them to confound the wise. But the Most High, he's never dwelt with choosing the mighty or the wisest people. Because then if he do that, then our people would say, well, we delivered ourselves. I was always pretty smart. You see what I'm saying? So the Most High is not dealing with it, just like David. That's why the Most High raised David up. He always raises up the people on low and put these people in high positions. So you have no choice but to magnify the Most High. Read.
And God hath chosen the weak things.
I chose the what thing?
Chosen the weak
So
things.
the Most High chosen the weak things, man. Brothers that might, you probably want that might, coming in the world. Hey, everybody kind of say, well, in the world I used to predict. And that was the God of the world, man. Hey, I ain't ashamed to say I really know the God of the world, man. I just kind of average. You can say below average. I just precept. Read that again.
And God hath chosen the weak things
Read.
of the world
Right?
to confound the things which are mighty.
What?
To
Confound the things which are mighty.
So now those people that, used to be the inferior or the weak, and they confounded the so-called mighty. That's these old pastors. Everybody look up to the pastors, man. People think the pastors got knowledge. And how y'all doing, family? I got a second to hear a few scriptures. It's a few scriptures. Come on. About 3 scriptures.
We gotta wait, Tom. We gotta go make reservations.
All right, brother. Well, y'all Israelite. Come on, brother. I got to change it again, man. That's that Proverbs 31. Get that. Proverbs 31. But the Most High using the weak, man, to kind of confound the mighty. There's these people in all these places, man. The Most High is raising up those that, from the poorest conditions. We came from the worst schools, schools that use the history books since the 19-somethings, man. Some old books. Now these people confounding, we confound presidents, leaders, everybody. But the Most High raising up the weak to confound the great. Go ahead and bring that up.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 3.
Right?
Give not thy strength unto the woman.
What?
Give not thy strength unto women. Nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
But not destroy the king, man. We always call ourselves kings, man. But we don't behave. Hey, a king is not going to listen to no one. You're the king. No one you should listen to is the Most High God. Not your woman. See what I'm saying? So, hey, our people gotta, they gotta wake up in these times that we're living in, man. Let me get a few more, bro. I'm gonna pass. Give me the book of Isaiah, chapter 57. Start at verse 15.
What do I say? Chapter 57, verse 15.
Now,
It reads,
get Isaiah 14. Get Isaiah 24, verse 14.
Isaiah 57, verse 15.
All right?
For thus saith the high, for thus saith the high and lofty one that inhabiteth eternity.
And we know who the high and lofty one is. That's Yahweh, man. That's the Almighty. You know? The Ancient of Days. Right? Read.
Whose name is holy.
Right?
I dwell in the high and holy place.
Right?
With him also that is of a contrite, humble spirit.
The Most High not dealing with the pride, right? He's dealing with those that's humble, meek and lowly, right? Read.
To revive the spirit of a humble,
Right?
and to revive the heart of the contrite one.
Meaning those in the, you know, you might have a good, humble, lowly spirit about you, right? Hey, that's what we come out here for, man. We're not coming out here dealing with the crowd, man. Those that think they too good to hear the words of God, man. We're dealing with those that's meek and humble and lowly, right? They got that contrite spirit. Read.
For I will not contend forever,
Right?
neither will I be always wroth.
So the Most High not going to be always angry with us. Read.
For the spirit should fail before me,
Right?
and the soul which I have made.
Right?
For the iniquity of the covetousness was I wroth,
Right?
and smote them. I hid me and was wroth, and he went on forwardly in the way of his heart. Verse 18,
Right?
I have seen his way and will heal him.
Right? You
I
know what?
and will heal him.
The Most High go heal them. In Hosea 26.
I will lead him also and restore comfort unto him.
The Most High will restore these comforts to us, right? How y'all doing, family? Oh, that's the time to work out. All right, go ahead, go back.
To his mourners. Verse 19.
Right?
I create the fruit of lips. Peace, peace to him that is far off, and to him that is near, saith the Lord.
Say who?
Saith the Lord.
Right?
And I will heal him.
And he will what?
I will heal him.
So the Most High is fit to heal us from everything that we've been through as a people, man. You kind of see our people, we kind of bugged out, you know, homeless, you know, have no knowledge, no wisdom. The Most High is fit to heal us from all this, right? Go ahead and bring it up, man. Go that first one.
Hosea chapter 6 and verse 1. Come and let us return unto the Lord,
Right?
for he hath torn, and he will heal us.
Right?
He hath smitten, and he will bind us up.
Right? And the Most High fit to bind us up. That's what's problem, man. We be doing to everybody else to try to get healed, but the Most High. And these other nations not healing us. They just pacifying you, man. You got a big old gash in your, you know, you bleeding, and you just throw a band-aid on it and think you doing something. You gonna bleed out, man. Right? Read.
And after 2 days will he revive us.
Right?
And the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. Then shall we know if we follow on to know the Lord.
Right?
His going forth is prepared as the warning, and he shall come unto us as the rain, as the latter and former rain unto the earth. O Ephraim, what shall I do unto thee? O Judah, what shall I do unto thee?
Right?
For your goodness is as a morning cloud,
Right?
and as the early dew, it goeth away. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth.
And he said he huge. You look at that word huge, it doesn't mean like you chop. So, hey, I mean, he chopped us, you know, by the prophets, man. That's what we say, we cutting people up out there, man. Because that's what the Most High said, right? Read.
I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. For I desire mercy and not sacrifice,
Right?
and the knowledge of Yahweh more than burnt offerings.
So, meaning having the knowledge, man. all these sacrifices that we used to do, the Most High is not dealing with that, man. But you got people that stayed with all the animals that you needed to sacrifice because they was ready to go off. They just thought the Most High just like that's all he cared about is animals. So you could just sin and just bring in sacrifice for animals, you can be good. The Most High not dealing with it, right? Bring it up.
Look at Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. For the word of God is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thought and intent of the heart.
Jeremiah 23 and 29.
What?
Is not my word like as a fire, said the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces.
The Most High, hey, these words is like fire, man. It's like a flame. Like you just said in Hebrews 4 and 12. It's quick and powerful, right? And these words are not to play with. That's what people kind of come up here, hey, all hell kind of break loose. You come out here reading this Bible. And the truth. Hey, even that's why there's a bunch of madness up there in the Christian churches, man. You don't really be, all hell will be breaking loose in those Christians. They do go on the left hand side. It just be a bunch of folly, a bunch of dancing and prancing. When you come out here and you read the words of God like it's truly meant to be right, hey, all hell will break. Right? Get a second.
Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. Right? Behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord, that use their tongues and say, he said.
Right? How you doing, sister? Y'all keep saying this one time? All right. Y'all keep the minutes and thanks. Right? Now, I'm going to pass it out. Hey, how you doing, family? You got
Good.
tickets to the Word of God?
No, not today.
Not today? They might be all you got, bro.
I get the word of God every day.
Now, you ain't hearing like this, I guarantee you.
I promise you every day.
All right.
Look at Daniel chapter 7,
We're not saying 25.
verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Shall what?
Shall take the kingdom.
Right?
And possess the kingdom forever,
Right?
even forever
Right?
and ever.
And ever. Meaning when we get on the court this time, we're not passing it up. Go ahead and bring that up, man.
Isaiah chapter 25, verse 9.
Right?
And that shall be said in that day, lo, this is our God.
Now, this is everybody's God.
Lo, this is our God.
Right?
We have waited for him,
Right?
and he will save us.
Right?
This is the Lord. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation.
Right? With that, I want to say, come here, Charlotte.
Come here, Charlotte.
And let the nice smelly brother come up and hear the word. Hey, sister, y'all got a word? Y'all got a few times? A few more? Just a few more.
Hey, brother, you got a second real Bible verse? Oh, no, sir. I was looking for a party right now. All right, well, you're an Israelite. Hey, did you know what I said? I said you're an Israelite. God's chosen people. All right.
Again?
in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flies by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
And see what?
And see the reward of the wicked.
Right. Like, Kwame Yashara, man. All praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, right? By way of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. You know, we come out here to restore and wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel that are scattered abroad, that come in many different shapes and sizes. Right? We are to come back to the Lord in spirit and in truth in these last days before all hell break loose. And all hell will break loose and is breaking loose as we speak, man. Right? And it's documented all throughout the Bible. And this is what we're reading out of. All right, real quick, give me 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 14.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 14.
All right, give me Luke chapter 19 and verse 13.
Neglect not the gift that is in thee.
Right, what the Lord say?
Neglect not the gift that is in thee.
Right, read on.
Which was given thee by prophecy.
By what?
By prophecy.
For the Lord said, neglect not the gift that was given to thee by prophecy. Right, there's men on the earth that have been elected to bring forth and declare the prophecies that were written from the foundation of the world. Right, prophecies of salvation, prophecies of destruction, prophecies of deliverance, prophecies of the spiritual things, prophecies from the heavens, man. Right, these things were given to these men for them to issue out to the people so that the elect can be risen and woken up. Right, hold that. Give me Luke 19 and 13.
Book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come.
What the Lord say?
Occupy till I come.
Right, so the job of the servants of the Lord is to be occupied until the Lord comes back. Right? And the main thing that you're supposed to be occupied in is watching and praying. Right? And what you're watching for is the prophecies that are taking place. Right? Earlier this morning, China just declared that their whole entire nation are getting ready for war. They're practicing simulation drills. They're practicing all the different tactics on what may happen and what will happen during World War III. Right? And China is one of the biggest pivotal instruments that the Lord is going to use for World War III, man. Right? That's what they were created for. Right? Kim Jong-un was created to destroy one of the most wicked cities that has ever been in rulership on the earth, which is America. Right? The American empire has ruled in wickedness from its foundation. They had a real wicked beginning by raping, robbing, and murdering the indigenous Taino Indians, Seminole Indians, and Negroes that were over here. And how do you think the Lord is going to end it? Look at Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 76. Right, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 6. How is a wicked ending going to end in righteousness? I mean, a wicked beginning going to end in righteousness. It started out in wickedness, man. Right? It started out in pure, utter madness. Right? Like giving a whole entire race smallpox, lying to them, murdering them. Right? The Lord has a judgment for that. Right? Read that. Yeah, 70.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8. Better is the end of a thing.
What the Lord say?
Better is the end of a thing.
So the Lord said it's better to end something, man. Like something that was built off. It was wicked. Right? It wasn't righteous. The Lord said better is the end of a thing, read.
Than the beginning thereof.
Right, like how they try to say America is gonna be what they say, build America again. What's that? Make America great again. Right? Well, when was America ever great? Right? We want to ask, what's his name? Donald Trump that. When was America ever great? We want to ask the people of this society, when has America ever been great? Right? Yeah, when they you said what? Say it louder.
They looked at being great when they was able to drop the bomb on Hiroshima.
Right, on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, however you pronounce it. Right? He said that they deemed it to be great then. Really, they deemed it to be great when they had Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in slavery. Right? When they had the sons of God out there working in the cotton field, singing songs and humming, and the so-called white man was just getting rich and fat off of free labor, man. Right? Free labor is how America was built. Right? And guess how it's going to end? It's going to end in a dramatic form. Right? It's going to end in fire and brimstone, man.
That's right.
Right? That's what the Lord, read that one more time.
Better is the end of a thing.
Right?
Than the beginning thereof.
Right? Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. We don't want America to start over again. Right? We don't want to see America just change and, it seems like everything is good now. No. Right? This place literally has the blood of our forefathers and our ancestors dialed in the soil, man. Right? We can't cleanse that blood. What did the Lord say about innocent blood being shed? Give me the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. Right? You can't cleanse this place. This place got demons and spirits on it, man. Right? It was millions and millions of unjust souls murdered, man, in this place. So how can we cleanse America? Everybody's trying to figure out, well, all we have to do is hold hands, and if everyone just be honest, we can just, America would be great, and we'll just heal our land. Well, you're going to find out that this place isn't prophesied to be healed for. Right? Bring it out, King.
Book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
The Lord said, you shall not pollute the land wherein you are. Right? And polluting the land is not, oops, I pooted, I farted, the land is defiled now. No, right? You're going to find out what pollution of the land is. It said what?
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are.
Right, read.
For blood it defileth the land.
So blood defiles the land. Blood pollutes the land. Right? What other landmass on the earth is more filled with blood than America? America is number one. Right? There's been countless and countless of souls and spirits slain in America, man. I mean, it'll take us, 144,000 lifetimes to count all of the souls that were slain over here. Right? I mean, I don't want that to be my lot, to count all of the souls that were slain in America. Because that would take all day. Right? From eugenics, from hit the nigger baby, from brought over on slave ships, from the GMO foods, right? From the Planned Parenthood, from the diseases, tuberculosis, influenza, common colds, right? The pestilence, you got people dying from common colds, man. Right? And you're gonna find out that the common cold came from a so-called white man. Right? Everything wicked came from a so-called white man. The German cockroach, all of that started with them. So the Lord said, for blood defileth the land, read on.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
But by what?
By the blood of him that shed it.
So the blood of him that's going to shed is the people that did those unjust doings, those unjust killings. The only way this land can be cleansed is if the Lord shed his blood, right? And that his is talking about the so-called white man. He's that man that has killed all these people and that's covered his face up, and nobody know. No, everybody seems to act like they don't know who did it. Well, I don't know. I don't know who's the wicked on the earth. I don't know. Give me Daniel chapter 7 and verse 24. I don't know who's done that. It couldn't be the so-called white man because they gave us Duke University. They allowed me to go to Carolina. They gave me my doctorate degree, right? They gave me my theologian degree, and now I can be a pastor and teach about white Jesus and white supremacy Christianity. They gave me the ability to get a Dodge Charger and a Mercedes Benz, and they gave me the authority to have jurisdiction over in this building here. I don't know who's the wicked. Maybe it's myself. Maybe the African Americans are the Gentiles, right? Those are the things that our people say because they've been indoctrinated for so long, they don't know who the devil is. They don't know who the wicked is on the earth, right? Bring it out, King, and give me the book of Revelation chapter 2 and go to verse 18.
Book of Daniel,
Yeah, hold that.
chapter 7, verse 24. The 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings
Right, read.
that shall rise,
Right,
and another shall rise after them,
right, read on.
and he shall be diverse from the first.
Right, so this is talking about the so-called white man, if you didn't know. Right, these 10 kings that has risen up and that had jurisdiction in the earth to be able to do wickedness in the earth. Right, read on.
And he shall subdue 3 kings.
And he shall subdue 3 kings, right? He's even going to subdue his own race of people, right? Because the so-called white man, he just wants power. Whether he kills people that are not of his nation, or whether he kills people of his nation, he don't give a damn, right? He'll murder. He doesn't care. So-called white man is so wicked that you got different levels of so-called white people, right? You got different levels of so-called white people. You have the elites of the absolute elites, right? Which is what the world found out in the latter days. They call them the Illuminati. But they can't identify them. They don't know who they are, though. It's the Illuminati. So then they put a smoke screen and said, well, maybe that's Jay-Z or Beyonce. They're the Illuminati. No. The Illuminati is an elite class of so-called white people, which are Edomites, that the Lord gave satanic forces to rule and reign the people on the earth, right? And you're going to find out that these are the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, David Rockefeller, right? These people that have the ability to say what nation can print money, what nation can have this, that, and a third. Those are those people. And you're going to find out that they're into all manner of pure wickedness, sacrifices, drinking blood, stealing people's organs and harvesting and those things. So you have those elites, and then you got another class of elites under them, right? Like Bill Gates and people of that nature that also have power to have islands, private island sex, where they take all of the missing people and they take their organs and do things like that, right? And then the list goes down and down and down. It's a trickle down effect. Right, how y'all doing, family?
Hi, how are you?
All praises. Y'all got a second to hear a Bible verse?
That's okay, thank you.
Okay, y'all are God's chosen people, the Israelites.
Yes, we are. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, you're living in the last days. Repent, keep the commandments. Right? So you got these different classes of Edomites, and you're going to find out that they'll go so far to even lie to their own people about the truth. Right? Because they don't want nobody to spoil it. They don't want nobody to tell the Israelites who they actually are. Because if the elites actually told these low-based Edomites, and I mean low-based meaning the ones that you see at the grocery store. Yeah, the ones that you went to school with, Jake. Right? You know, the ones that they live in trailer parks. You know, you may have that one Edomite that grew up in the hood, like this guy. Right? He's a low-based Edomite. You know? Yeah, he's a low-based Edomite. You know, they don't want them to know, you know, what's really going on. They don't want them to know that this is his kingdom and they're kind of keeping the wealth from him, right? all of that, they do all of that to lie to the children of Israel. Right? You know what?
And this verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Right, so these 10 kings, right, which are different so-called Edomite ruler jurisdictions, they're going to speak great words against the Father, against the Most High, right? You know, like they did wicked, abominable things, man, right? How did they speak great? Well, for one reason they spoke great words against the Most High is they stole the children of Israel, right? I mean, they literally stole them, right? And then did heinous acts to them, man. And then they stole the book of the law. They stole the Bible, man. Right? And then they took certain books out of the scriptures, man. They even burnt the books, man. And then the Most High had to put the spirit on some of our forefathers to write it again and preserve it and things of that nature. Like Ezra, the prophet Ezra wrote almost all of the so-called Old Testament because it got burnt up by so-called white people. Right? That movie that y'all be watching, the Book of Eli, that's probably about the prophet Ezra, man. How Eli had to remember the scriptures, and it said that he was blind, and then when he kind of got to the where he had to get to, they asked him, they said, well, you know, where's the book? And he was like, lay down. He was like, sit down. And then he said, in the beginning. And he just started saying all of the precepts, man, off the top of his head. That's what Ezra did through the Spirit. Ezra had to write the scriptures, the so-called Old Testament, all over again because so-called white men burnt them, man. Right? Where's the book of Joshua at? We don't have it. Right? And you brothers that's out there reading that falsified book of Joshua, we praying for you, brother. Yeah, we praying for you. Yeah, the book of Enoch, we don't have those books.
Jubilees.
Yeah, the book of Jubilees, we don't have those books, man. Right? The so-called white men put that out there to try to jam you up, Jake. Right? So, brother, relax. Right? So the Lord said, he that speak great words against the Most High,
and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Right? And he wore us out like doing those things. Like taking away our books, taking away our heritage and our nationality, man. Real quick, give me Joshua. I know you're holding a lot. Joshua chapter 10. Right? Joshua chapter 10. And start from the top.
Joshua chapter 10 and verse 1. Now it came to pass when Adonizedek, the Zedek, king of Jerusalem, had heard how Joshua had taken Ai and had destroyed it as he had done to Jericho and her king.
Right, read on.
So he had done to Ai and her king, and how the inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel.
Right, read.
And were among them.
Read on.
That they feared greatly because Gibeon was a great city as one of the royal cities, because it was greater than Ai and all the men thereof were mighty.
Right, read.
Wherefore Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, sent unto Hoham, king of Hebron, and unto Hiram, king of Jarmuth, and unto Japhiah, king of Lachish.
Right, read.
And unto Japhiah, king of Lachish, and unto Debir, king of Eglon, saying, come up unto me and help me,
right, read.
That we may smite Gibeon, for it hath made peace with Joshua, with the children of it, and with the children of Israel.
Read.
Therefore the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem.
Right, jump to verse 13.
Verse 13.
Right, this is the point.
And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Joshua?
What the Lord say?
Is not this written in the book of Joshua?
So, we don't have the book of Joshua, like I mentioned earlier. Right? The Lord said that he spoke great words against the Most High and wore out the saints of the Most High. Part of wearing us out is taking our history, taking our records, even from a minuscule level to Christianity. If you give us Christianity which is a falsified religion to give us a white Jesus, and that whole imagery, that umbrella that falls under it, you're taking away who we are, right? Why would you lie to somebody and take away their God-given identity? That's evil. That's wicked, right? There has to be a judgment for that, right? That's why the Lord said this. Finish that verse real quick. How you doing, sister? All praises. You believe in God, sister? You got a second for a Bible verse? All right, sister. You an Israelite, God's chosen people. All right, read on.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand.
And they shall be given into his hand, which is the so-called white man's hand. Read on.
Until a time and dividing of time.
So the Most High gave him the authority and the jurisdiction to be in rulership for an elect amount of time, right? Until this truth gets brought forth, until all of these prophecies and things of that nature get fulfilled, man. Right? Go back to where you was. What I had you on? Yeah, read that. And this is what the Lord said is coming to the earth. Read that. Verse 15.
Isaiah 54 and verse 15. Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake.
Right? Whosoever gather together against the Lord, they're going to fall. And you're going to find out that America is gathered together against the Lord. Right? They don't want the prophecies to be fulfilled. They don't want the men of the Lord to go out there and speak the truth. Right? The truth is shunned upon. All of you people that's indulged in Christianity, there's no truth in that church. That's why the Lord making mockery of the Christian church now. Like that pastor that got robbed. It was a Christian pastor that got robbed in Brooklyn, New York. On live his broadcast, man. It was live broadcasted. He was in the pulpit, and some brothers walked in, black, masked up, and laid the whole church down, man. They said, everybody get down. And they robbed the Christian pastor for almost $1 million worth of jewelry, man. Did you see that? Yeah, it was like $400,000 worth of jewelry the Christian pastor had on in the church. In the projects. Little projects. He had on $400,000 worth of jewelry. Yep, he sure did. He sure did. You know? Yeah, they know him, man. Yeah, they know him. They know him. You know? They know him. And now he's upset because he's saying, well, everybody's making mockery of him. Right? I don't want everybody to be making fun of me, you know, because the brothers, they took the gun and they pointed it in this child's head, things of that nature. We don't want to see our people fall into curses, but at the same time, the Most High is making these things happen so that somebody can say, hold on now, something ain't right about this. Like, how the hell can a pastor have on almost $500,000 in jewelry, and I'm struggling to pay my rent, and I'm giving you my tithes and offering every Sunday? That don't make no sense. There you go. I mean, it makes no sense, right? If you still think you're supposed to give your tithes and offerings to the Christian pastor, I don't know what to tell you, man. Right? And then it's hypocritical because then they say we're not under the law. Right? Hey, what's going on, brothers? I got a question for you. Y'all believe in God? Yeah. You say you do? Yes, sir. Now, what did God call your race of people in the Bible? You don't know, right? You're supposed to know, though. Why do you think you don't know your real God-given name? You don't know? Now, we're going to show you in the Bible. Because don't you want to know your God-given name? Yeah, you should want to know that, man. Right? Give me the book of Judges 2:14. Because don't they call you a color of a crayon box? Black? That's the color of your outfit. But look at your hands, though, brother. Your whole race of people call themselves a color out of a Crayola box. And they sing songs about it. That's not according to knowledge. So check this out what the Lord says.
The book of Judges, chapter 2, and verse 14. And the anger of the Lord.
And the what?
And the anger of the Lord.
Did you know that God can be angry at a whole race of people? Did you know that? Yeah. Do you think God is angry at the so-called black people? Do you think he's pleased with them or he's upset with them? Yeah, because look at the conditions that you go through and that you've been going through. Like getting hung on trees by whites. Getting shot and killed. Getting cracked inside of you. Not knowing that God given name. So God said what?
Then the anger of the Lord was hot.
Was what?
Was hot.
Read.
Against Israel.
Against all people on the earth.
Against Israel.
Who was God upset at? Israel. The Israelites. The descendants of a man named Israel are God's chosen people. Now, if you fit this prophecy, you would be the chosen people. God said he was hot at his chosen people, the Israelites, and what else?
And he delivered them into the hands of spoilers.
God gave them to another race of people. Read on.
That spoiled them.
That taught them lies. Check this out, read.
And he sold them.
What did God do?
And he sold them.
What race of people was sold? You see that? So who is God speaking to? Yeah. But did he call you the Negroes, the African Americans, the Afro Americans? What did he just call you? Yeah, that's right, brother. Because you was the only people that was sold. You were the only people that was done bad. You was the only people that was spoiled and lied to. Because you were the people that God chose in the Bible. Does that make sense? So you're not an African American. You're not a black man. Those are all lies to keep you down as a race of people. Right? So your God-given nationality is what?
That's right.
You're an Israelite. Now, what is God? What's your name? Brother Lamar? Maury? Look what it's on. These, how many tribes are there? You know? We're going to show you. Give me two. Give me James. Right? So, God has a chosen people, which are the Israelites. Give me Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 13.
Which one?
First Chronicles.
Chapter
16 and 13. I want that first. First Chronicles chapter 16, verse 13. All right. Second. 16 and 13. Yeah, 16 and 13. Listen to this.
The book of First Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 13.
Right, check this out.
O ye seed of Israel.
Right, O ye seed of Israel, even their children, even in 2022. Listen to this.
His servant.
His servants, read on.
His children of Jacob.
The children of Jacob, read.
His chosen one.
His what?
His chosen one.
So God created all races of people on the earth. But God has a chosen. Does that make sense? And this is them. Read that.
James chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of God,
right, read.
And of the Lord Jesus Christ,
right,
to the 12 tribes.
How many tribes are there?
To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad.
So there are 12 tribes to the nation of Israel, right? Now, what does your father identify as? So-called black man, right? Which you found out that he's really what? Israelite. So look on this side. So this side right here is what the so-called white man named God chosen people. But this side is what God named his chosen people. So you would be an Israelite from one of these tribes. And you said your father's a so-called black man, you'd be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. That's literally who you would be by blood. Give me Jeremiah 14:2. Give me Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 21. And we reading out the Bible, proving it with the Bible. You know, this isn't religion. This is who you actually are according to the Bible. Yeah, like the brother said, your history book. Right? Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2.
Right, listen to this.
Judah mourning.
The tribes of Judah, right? They are in mourning. Right? What people sighing and crying and saying, we need you, Lord, come by here. What race of people be singing that song? We need you, Lord, come by here. Yes. But I mean, they're not singing it, for fun. They singing it because they mean it. Right? But they get their back beat and they say, come by here, Lord. Please help us, Lord. Right? What the Lord said about the tribes of Judah?
Judah mourning.
They're in mourning. They're sighing and crying. They getting gunned down in the streets. Right? This world hates them. Judah's in mourning, read on.
And the gates thereof languish.
Their leaders that are supposed to set up to lead them, they're in languish. They're in a language state, meaning they lack leadership. They lack the qualities and the skills to liberate them. Right? Read on.
They are black.
What color are they?
They are black.
That's in the Bible. Did you know that was in the Bible? They are black, read on.
Unto the ground.
Unto the ground means different shades of what the earth looks like when you dig us out of the soil. Right? Not means we're necessarily the color of your outfit, but we come in different shades of what the earth looks like. Brown and things of that nature. So the Bible just said the tribe of Judah is what color? Black. See that? That's in the Bible. Right? Read that. Jeremiah 9 and 21.
Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 21.
Right?
For death is come up into our windows.
I want to look at Jeremiah 8. Yeah, 8 and 21.
Jeremiah 8 and 21. For the hurt of the daughter of my people and my hurt.
Read on. For the hurt of what's happening to my people and my hurt. That's why we out here. We see our people not knowing their nationality, not knowing their identity. They don't know what's going on. Hey, brother, you got a second to listen to one Bible verse? All right, read on.
I am black.
What the Lord say?
I am black.
That's in the Bible, brother. And what has happened to it?
Astonishment hath taken hold on me.
Now we're astonished, right? Now the other races of people, they drive by the projects and say, ha, 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 ha. Those Negroes still over there killing each other. Right? You saw what just happened to the rapper Jada Youngin, something like that. They got shot all up, man. That happens to our people on a daily basis because we don't know who we are. We don't know that we're the apple of the Lord's eye. We don't know what the Lord requires of us. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. Right? Listen to this real quick.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Right? Look, now this is what the Lord said what happened to the Israelites for their disobedience. You know Moses? You ever heard of Moses, right? Yes, sir. Now Moses was a prophet. Right? He foretold what the Israelites will be doing in 2021, 2022. Right? That was the job of Moses. Now you let me know what race of people fit this prophecy. This is what he told them what happened to them for breaking the commandment. Read that.
And the Lord
right?
shall bring thee into Egypt again.
God said he's going to bring the black, Hispanic, and Native Americans into Egypt again. Right? After they got freed out of Egypt, you remember that he said, Pharaoh, let my people what? Let my people free, man. Right? Free for what? Having a kickback? Being enslaved. So when he says you're going to go into Egypt again, he said you're going to have to go in slavery again. Right? How did we get to America? Yeah. I mean, how else could we get it? They didn't have an airplane back then. The Wright brothers, they wasn't around and came up with the idea of an airplane. No. Check out what Moses said. Read that again from the top. And the name of the people that we're reading about is who? What's their name? The Israelites. Right? Check this out.
Deuteronomy 28, 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
The Israelites are going to have to go into slavery again. How?
With ships.
By plane.
With ships.
By bus.
With ships.
One more time.
With ships.
What race of people went into slavery on slave ships? Can the Chinese man say that happened to him? What about the white man? Yeah, so I mean, why is everybody taking the Bible and applying it all of mankind? If that was the case, then these prophecies would have to fit them. It said they would have to go into slavery by way of slave ships. And when did this be fulfilled? This happened after Jesus Christ gave up the ghost. And this is all the way in Deuteronomy. So surely there's more to the story that they didn't tell us. Right? With ships, read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Same way Moses prophesied it would happen, read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, yeah, we've never seen our homeland again. And this is our last slavery, like the brother always said. Right? This is the last captivity. This is it. The kingdom of heaven is next. Right? Read on.
And there,
when you get off the slave ship, check out what the Lord said will happen.
ye shall be sold.
You shall be what?
Ye shall be sold.
Weren't we sold, brother? Where are we reading out of? We're reading out of the Bible. Right? Who was sold? The so-called black, Hispanic, Latino, and Native American men by Negro and Indian descent. Right? They sold the Aztecs and the Mayans. They sold the Seminole Indians. They sold the Dominicans and the Cubans. They sold the Puerto Ricans, the Haitians, the Negroes. They sold God's chosen people. That's in the Bible. And who were we sold to? We were sold to the white man. We were sold to the Chinese man. We were sold to the Arab man. We were sold to all of these nations that taught us lies and that didn't love us. That's in the Bible. Right? Read on.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
And those people are our enemies because they did those things. Read on.
For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you. And we haven't been redeemed as of yet. But redemption is coming. So how do we change these curses that happen to us? Educate ourselves. That's right. Give me the book of Joshua 1:8. That's definitely how you change the outcome. But it's specific jurisdiction in which you educate yourself by. Right? I mean, do we have to qualify to go to Duke and and get a law degree or a doctorate degree and get our education there? Is that what's going to liberate us? Do we have to go to Black Lives Matter and get down with that movement? Do we educate ourselves in Pan-Africanism? Right? Do we educate ourselves being a part of a militia group? How do we educate ourselves? Let's find out. Read that.
Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law.
What the Lord says?
This book of the law.
What the Lord says?
This book of the law.
This book of the law. Read.
Shall not depart out of thy mouth.
Read.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
Right.
For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous.
So when you meditate with this book of the law all day and all night, then your ways are going to be prosperous. What else?
And then thou shalt have good success.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt have good success.
So that's what God said. We have to meditate within the book of the law to have good success. And we look at our people, we're not successful. Obviously, we're not meditating in the book of the law to receive success. So what's written in the law that the Israelites have to do in order to obtain success? Do you know any of the laws and the commandments that God gave the Israelites? You don't know any commandments, because it's more than 10, but any of them. Okay, that's one of them. That's a mighty, because we don't love each other as a race of people. Right? We actually hate each other. Walk past a brother, look at the shoes. Wow, you may step on the shoes and then all hell breaks. Fight happen, and shoot happen. Right? So that's a good one. That's one. What else? Okay, that's a mighty one. We can steal it, you know. Okay, obey your parents. That's honor thy mother and thy father. That's a good one. There was 3 good ones, so we're going to give you 3 good ones. All right? Let's get the class. Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 9. All right, give me Leviticus chapter 19. 7.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof.
The swine. You know what swine is? Swine is pig. Pork. Hog. When was the last time you had some of that? Yeah, you had some yesterday. Guess what would happen in the ancient world if you was eating that? Brothers would take a stone and throw it at you. Yeah, literally. Y'all gotta go to work? A party? Yeah. Alright, real quick. So what did you just find out? What's your nationality? Israelite.
That's right.
That's right, for the tribe of Judah. Now, in order to receive salvation, you have to earn your heritage. That makes sense? I'm gonna give you a card, brother. right? The YouTube channel, the Instagram is up there. Learn more about your history, brother, out of the Bible. That's if you believe in God. You believe in God? You sure? All right, give me a pound. All praise. One more time. What's your nationality? That's right. All praise. Yes, follow the YouTube channel, brother, so you can follow along and learn about the Most High God, brother. All praise. It's Jake, man. Jake. Yeah, young Jake. So we're gonna continue on. Give me 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 14.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 14. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy.
By what?
By prophecy.
All right, so we are here to prophesy to our people, read the prophecies to wake Jacob, and we're also to prophesy the downfall of this nasty society. Say that again. They not in the hair. Yeah, you see they kind of lazing by. The Most High wanted the seed was planted to one, and that the Most High get the increase. We just pray that the Most High get the increase. That's why we are to throw out seeds as well, right? Throw out seeds. We pray that the Most High sends some rain down, and we pray that it's not acidic rain or GMO rain, had that Esau try to put those fake clouds in the sky. But we pray that it's the rain from the heavens, man, and that the Most High gets that increase. That's what we pray for. And it's all by prophecy, right? Read on.
With the laying on of the hands of the presbytery.
Right?
Meditate upon these things.
What the Lord say?
Meditate upon these things.
And one of the things that we meditate upon is give me the book of Revelation chapter 17 and go to verse 17.
Verse
right?
17?
Yeah, and give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 7. Go to verse 6.
Book of Revelation, chapter 17, starting at 16. And the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast.
Right, and these 10 horns really is going into what we just read in Daniel, the 7th chapter. These 10 horns are the European unions, right? All the people that are in cahoots with the European nations. NATO, right? That's the correct terminology. Those are the 10 horns, right? Which thou sawest are what? I mean, keep reading on that.
Which thou sawest upon the beast.
Right? Upon the beast, right? And the beast goes to the dragon, right? The so-called white man, right? Which is divided. It's because the so-called white man, he has kingdoms with inside his own kingdom, right? He has nations inside of his own nation. Right. That's why they've been going to war with each other for years, for many years. Right. And you had the British War, the France. Mm-hmm. You understand? You had these different so-called white people,
Spanish,
and the Spanish, and then the worst thing of it all, they elected Jake to fight in their wars with each other, man. All the wars that the so-called white man was fighting against themselves. They said we gotta get some Israelites in this thing to sacrifice their lives.
That's what they did.
You know, and that's what they did.
They put us between their enemy and them.
That's how they won them wars too.
Yeah. And that wasn't even our battle, man. I mean, you know, our job was to come serve our slavery, do our time, you know, work in the field. That wasn't even our battle, man. But the so-called white man said, we need some bodies to sacrifice their lives. You know, and then even in that, a lot of more freaked off situations happen, man. Jake come back from the war, purebred homosexual now. He got jammed up by the so-called white man, you know? So all hell broke loose when our people was indulged inside of Esau's wars, right? And that's really what Revelation 17 chapter is all about, man, right? Read that again.
Okay, that was started
16. Really? Let's start at verse 5.
Book of Revelation, chapter 17.
We can read the whole chapter. The whole chapter is getting into a lot.
Yeah. What's that?
Kind.
Start at 5. So Revelation chapter 17, verse 5. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great.
Right, and the her that it's talking about is America. She's the her. She's that whore. Right? That's why the 16th verse, it tells you, jump to verse 16 real quick, then we're going to go back up.
Verse 16. And the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast.
Right, which is NATO, and the beast is the same person as her. Read on.
These shall hate the whore.
They shall hate the whore. So right now, you have NATO, which is the other nations, they're conspiring against America. Right? There's a big conspiracy within the white race against the white race.
That's right.
That's what's happening, man.
Right now.
Yeah. You even got these so-called white illuministic guys like Joe Rogan. What's his name? Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan. I forgot his name. But he does a lot of putting out the false. He does a lot of whistleblowing, right? Telling the information to how America's kind of wicked, things of that nature. They shut his whole platform down, man. Right? He has to be quiet. He lucky they ain't put him to death yet, man. Because they'll put you to death. They don't care who you are. They don't care if you're an Edomite. You know, they don't care. They'll put you to death, man. You know? So they have these different situations going on between the other nations, right? And this is what the Lord said. I mean, read that one more time, verse 16.
Verse 16. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
He shall hate the whore, right?
And shall make her desolate.
And shall make her desolate, right? Read on.
And naked.
And naked, meaning America is going to be exposed for how wicked they are. And that's been happening. America's been exposed, right? I'm led to believe that one of these nations are going to come out and say, America started, let me use my words correctly, they started the C-1-N-I-N-E. I'll say it like that. They're going to say America started. And guess what? You're going to find out that it was started in North Carolina, man. One of these institutions like Duke University, with these different illuministic scientists created it in some laboratory, man. Right? Really trying to destroy the saints. Because you're going to find out that a lot of these elites got real ties to North Carolina, like the Rothschilds. Right? A lot of them, they got real ties to North Carolina, man. They own all of this land and this property. Yeah, Duke University is major, man. And Duke University is going to get blown up by the Lord, man. Right? They do a lot of unjust dealings and killings at Duke University. Duke University is wicked, man. They even chose a wicked name, the Blue Devils. You see that? And they started that N-I-N-E, man. The N-I-N-E-C, right? -1. I'll say it backwards like that, right? So one of these other nations might come out and put out the information and put it out there. It may be a live broadcast, and one of the other nations might intervene during the live broadcast and say, hey, this is a national warning over from Germany, right? Your government has been infiltrating you for years and years, and this is the information that they have done. Take a look. And in America, they're going to be like, what the hell? We've been hacked, right? How do we stop it? And they're not going to be able to stop it. Because America is easy to infiltrate. And you got these people that's been in America spying out on America for many years, man.
Russia did it. They hacked them.
Yeah, Russia did. They get hacked all the time, man.
North Korea did it.
Yep. And then America is really super close to what is it? Yeah, Russia, man. Right? Yeah, on the map, it's real close to Russia. You know? So America's been infiltrated for a long time. Right? That's why the Lord said, read where you left off. That's how
and naked, and shall eat her flesh,
and shall eat her flesh, read,
and burn her with fire.
and burn her with fire. Right? And that's talking about like the brother said that he's talking about Russia, but it's also talking about the 10 horns that are going to burn America with fire. And it's also talking about China that's going to burn her with fire. Right? You got a precept? Give me Isaiah 50, give me Isaiah 50, 54:15.
Well, I do have one.
Yeah, read that real quick.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust.
What the Lord say?
Come down and sit in the dust.
Right, the dust is a low estate.
That's right.
Right? Like how Adam was raised from the dust of the ground, he was raised from a low estate to a mighty king.
Right.
The Lord told America to come down and sit in the dust. Read on.
O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Now, who's the daughter of Babylon? Real quick, give me the book of Psalms. Chapter 137. Right? And I want verse 14, I think. Because the Lord said the daughter of Babylon has to come down and sit in the dust.
That's right, there's no king on it.
Yeah, she's been high up and she's exalted herself as a god, and everybody wanted to be like what was going on in America. Everybody wanted to be America's next top model. Everybody wanted to have the National Football Association, the National Basketball Association. Everybody wanted to be like the American government, the American empire, the American, what's American word? The U.S. Army, right? The U.S. Navy. That's been the epitome of the world. Everybody looked at America and said, man, they doing their thing, man. You know? They killed everybody. They murdering everybody. They're successful.
Most High set it up.
Yeah, the Most High set it up. They killed, what was the guy that they said did 9/11? What's his name?
Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, they killed Osama bin Laden, man. How the hell did they find Osama bin Laden? He didn't have an iPhone. They didn't. How could they trace him, man? Because the Americans were set up as God, man. Right?
America bumps off all the people that he puts in the car.
That's right.
Osama bin Laden used to be working for
Come.
America anyway.
Come.
So Papa Doc, they killed him. Osama bin Laden killed him. Manuel Noriega, who was he? South America, right?
Right.
What did they do to him? Anyway, never mind, go ahead.
That's right. And that goes to show you how America is easy to get infiltrated, because these other nations, they'll sacrifice one of their own just to see how America is doing things, how they're running their organization and operating. And then they report it back to their nation, and they say, well, guess what? You know, America's probably going to come for you. You know, they saw that you was working with them. They say, all right, I sacrifice myself because it's for the betterment of the future. All right? So America's going to get that back end, right? So bring it up real quick.
The book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7.
What, not 8? No, I want, go to 7. Yeah, verse 8.
Yeah.
O daughter of Babylon.
Read verse 7.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Right? Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. Right? Edom is the biblical name for the Edomites. Right? Edom goes back to Esau, and it goes back to the word Ishashua, which means he wasted, meaning no melanin, which is the representation and the bloodline and the seed of the so-called white race. And God said, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. Read on.
In the day of Jerusalem.
In the day of Jerusalem. Remember what they did to Jerusalem, man. Right? Read.
Who said, raise it, raise it.
Raise it, raise it is a King's English, like saying, destroy it, destroy it. Tear it down, tear it down. Hang that nigger, hang that nigger. That's what it is. Who said, raise it, read.
Even to the foundation thereof.
Hang that nigger until he can't breathe no more. Right? That's what they used to say, man. Hey, when I was in so-called school, I used to hear so-called white people say that, man. White power, hang that nigger. Right? They used to say that, man. There's a town in North Carolina called Benson. Mm-hmm. They have something called Mule Day. Right? Mule Day is where all of the Aryan nation and the so-called whites, right? They get together in their trucks with their cowboy hats and cowboy boots, which they stole from us. That swag come from us, and they're not rocking it, right?
You first cowboy.
Yeah, and they be blowing the horns and saying, white power, hey niggers, kill all niggers, right? And they be all belligerent and drunk, and madness take place. So they have the rage inside of them and the spirit inside of them to say, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Right, read?
Even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon.
What did God call white people?
O daughter of Babylon.
So the Lord said the white people are the daughter of Babylon. And we know that Babylon was a wicked, nasty city, man. Wicked city. Right? That's why the Lord named it Babylon, which goes back to the word Babal, which means confusion. Right? What's more confusion than America, man? Nothing is more confusion than America. Right? I mean, you can't, there's no place that you can compare to America to say, well, they're kind of on the same level as them. No, America is the most confused place ever. The Israelites don't know what's going on. They don't know who they are. Right? They don't know what to eat, what not to eat. They don't know what the Lord requires of them. Homosexuality is at an all-time high, man. All-time high. Right? And it's been like that, for an elect amount of time. Right? So the Lord said this place is off, man. Right? Hey, what's going on, brothers? Oh, pray. I got a question for y'all. Right? You believe in God? You do? What is the name of our race?
I don't know.
We don't got the camera on you, brother. You don't know the name of our race?
Nah.
What you gonna teach your sons and your children, brother?
How to be great.
All right, brother, you an Israelite. And you gotta repent, brother, or the Most High kill you. That's confusion, right? How can you teach somebody how to be great when you don't even know what great is? Damn name. Yeah, you don't know what great is. So that's the confusion that's here. And the people that taught him that is the Edomites, because they didn't teach him nothing. They were in rulership over you. They was in jurisdiction. The so-called white man is the king of the earth. Real quick, hold what you got. Give me Sirach chapter 6 and verse 1. You might have to read it. Sirach chapter 6 and verse 1. Right? Because this is what the Lord said about the kings on the earth. Right? Sirach chapter 6 and verse 1. Yeah, chapter 6 and verse
1. Okay. Look at Sirach, chapter 6, verse 1.
Start at 10. Chapter 10. I mean, Sirach chapter 10.
Sirach chapter 10.
Verse 1. Yeah, that's what I want.
The book of Sirach in the Bible, chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will
instruct.
Got some water or something.
You can start from the top.
Book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent
man.
A prudent man is well ordered.
So the Lord said a wise judgment from, it said a wise judgment will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered, right? Meaning the man that's in rulership is going to properly judge and instruct the people on the earth, right? Read on. Verse number 2.
Verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself.
It said, as the judge of the people is himself. Read on.
So are his officers.
So, meaning, what that means is, however the judge is conducting himself, that's how the people that's under him are going to be. If America is wicked and the top people in the society is wicked, the people on the earth are going to be wicked. If they're not promoting righteousness, but rather promoting wickedness, then everybody else is going to follow that. So how can this nation be righteous or godly when the top people of society are ruling it and reigning in the wickedness? It can't be, right? So go back to where he was. You dropped that. Edom, yeah.
Psalm 137, verse 8. O daughter of Babylon,
Isaiah 47.
who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be.
So the Lord said Edom is the daughter of Babylon. That's plain and simple, right? That's why the Lord said this in Isaiah 47:1. And then go back to Revelation chapter 17.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Now we know who this is. Now we know what Isaiah was talking about. Because you have ancient Babylon, and then you have the virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America. Come down and sit in the dust, O daughter of Babylon. Read on.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
There is no throne for you, right? There's no everlasting rulership for the America. America's days are numbered, man. The Lord said, if you study linguistics of how long a nation was in rulership, you know, you got about a good 200 and some odd years, man. And America had longer than that, right? Which means their time is up, man. Their time is literally up. Real quick, go to Ezekiel chapter 4 real quick. America's days are numbered, man, right? America's days are absolutely numbered, right? Ezekiel chapter 4, and start at verse 1. Just read from the top.
Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 1. Thou also, son of man, take thee a tile and lay it before thee, and portray upon it the city, even Jerusalem.
Right?
And lay siege against it.
Lay siege against it, read on.
And build a fort against it, and cast a mount against it. Set the camp also against it, and set battering rams against it round about. Moreover, take thou unto thee an iron pan, and set it for a wall of iron between thee and the city.
Right? Take an iron pan and set it between thee for a wall in the city, read on.
And set thy face against it, and it shall be besieged.
It shall be besieged, read on.
And thou shalt lay siege against it. This shall be a sign to the house of Israel.
This shall be a sign to the house of Israel, read on.
Lie thou also upon thy left side, and lay the iniquity of the house of Israel upon it.
Right?
According to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon it, thou shalt bear their iniquity.
According to the number of days, thou shalt bear thy iniquity. Read on.
For I have laid upon thee the years of their iniquity, according to the number of the days.
So, read that one more time. I have laid upon thee the numbers. Read that one more time.
For I have laid upon thee the years of their iniquity.
The years of their iniquity according to what?
According to the number of the days.
The number of their days, right? Did you catch that? Read on.
390 days.
390 days is a representation of 390 years. Read on.
So shalt thou bear the iniquity of the house of Israel.
Right, read.
And when thou hast accomplished them,
and when thou hast accomplished those 390, read on.
Lie again on thy right side.
Right.
And thou shalt bear the iniquity of the...
So Ezekiel laid on his left side, and he got a sign from the Lord of 390 days, which is a representation of 390 years. Then he laid on his right side. And what happened?
And thou shalt bear the iniquity of Judah.
Of Judah, read on.
40 days.
40 days. So you got 390 plus 40. Right? Read on.
I have appointed thee each day.
Each day.
For a year.
Each day represents a year. Read on. Now, what is this talking about? You're going to find out this is talking about America.
Right?
Right? You're going to find out this is talking about the captivity 400 and some odd years. Right? Talking about America. Read on.
Therefore thou shalt set thy face toward the siege of Jerusalem,
Right?
and thine arm shall be uncovered, and thou shalt prophesy against it.
And thou shalt prophesy against it. Right? This is the captivity that we had to suffer in Babylon. Right? So finish that real quick. Read that one more time. 47 and 1. Isaiah.
Okay. Book of Isaiah, chapter 47,
Chapter 17.
verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, so they're not going to be known for this innocent nation anymore. Right, what's the song? Not Sweet Home Alabama, but the American. That American song, right? The Good Nation. Yeah, the Star Spangled Banner or This Good Nation and all that madness that they put in that song. I can't remember the song because it's a wicked song, right? And King David said, "I shall know no wicked thing." So I don't want to know that song. But they're not going to be known as tender and delicate anymore. Right? They're going to be known for putting out monkeypox, known for putting out the NINE, right? Known for putting out these different things.
Lies.
Lies, right? Falsehood, right? Death. That's what they're going to be known for, right? Go back to Revelation 17 and 16.
Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
Right, give me Jeremiah 51 and 7.
These shall hate the whore.
These shall hate the whore. These 10 horns are going to hate America. Because what they put out in America is going to spread over there. Right? You know, they're going to say, we don't want the monkeypox over here. We don't want we didn't ask for the NINE over here, man. What does that profit us? Right, read.
And shall make her desolate.
It shall make her desolate, read.
And naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Right, and that's a compilation of events that's going to happen. Making her naked first, right? Eating her flesh, and then burning her with fire, man. With intercontinental ballistic missiles. Right, give me that in Revelation chapter 9. Right, read that, King.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. Where you want it?
Verse 7.
You want verse 7? 51, verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup.
Right, American has been a golden cup, read on.
In the Lord's hand.
In the Lord's hand, read on.
That made all the earth drunken.
So Babylon was that epitome that everybody wanted to be like, and that made everybody drunk. They made everybody sing the Star Spangled Banner, right? They made everybody put on a suit and tie, right? Everybody put on a suit and tie, man. They said, well, that's good fashion right there, you know? Good fashion.
Chinese do it.
Yeah, the Chinese man do it. He took off his ancient garment, put on a suit and tie, and started shaking hands. Yep. Everybody. The Lord said, made all the nations drunk, man. Every single one. The Chinese man isn't sitting Indian style anymore and doing his thing, eating a whole bowl of rice. And the Chinese been eating Chick-fil-A now, man. He's eating Chick-fil-A and KFC. McDonald's, man. They got, I know brothers that's over there in China playing basketball and all of that. They like, yo, man, you know, McDonald's over here. You know, and they say that the McDonald's over there is better than America. Right? They say it's better. You know, if the brother said don't trust it, I wouldn't trust it either. But you know, they not the beast though. So I'm led to believe that they're not putting all those toxins as they do in America. Right? So the Lord said they have made all of the earth drunk. Right? Read.
Drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad.
Right, and the wine is a representation of philosophies. Right? The wine that they put out is the philosophies, the spirit that they embody. That's how they made the earth drunk, which is why the Lord said this is going to happen to America. Read that.
Revelation chapter 9 and verse 6. And in those days shall men seek death.
And in those days shall men seek death. Right after America has been exposed for the nakedness, after all of the other nations are upset at this beast, not only they're upset, but they say, okay, it's time to do something about it now. Planning is over with. Right now they're planning and doing all these different things. Let's really go invade them now. Right? Men are going to be seeking death in those days, read.
And shall not find it.
And shall not find it, because the Lord is going to be preserving lives to receive this judgment. Right, read.
And shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
Right, death is going to be fleeing from people, man. Right, read.
And the shakes of the locusts.
Because the Lord said those people that killed him, they're going to see him come back. Right? The so-called white man knows that they killed the Lord. They know that they did the Israelites dirty. They're going to be trying to kill themselves and drown themselves underwater in bunkers and things of that nature. The Lord might send a whale to scoop them back up the shore, man. Next thing you know, they seeing all of the chariots and see the Lord's return. Because the Lord got to get back, man. That's just like somebody in the world, they said, a brother may owe another brother some money. He's like, man, I got to hide from this guy. You try to stay inside. He said, well, I got to go to the grocery store. And the one time you go to the grocery store, you in line, and you see that brother that you owe $1,000, because he come in there, and he looks at you. And then you look at him. Yeah, now you kind of put your head down, like, you know.
Maybe he ain't seen me.
Yeah, maybe he ain't seen me. Do one of the church, put your hand, try to walk out in peace. No, you're going to see that guy. It's going to get up with you eventually. Right, read.
And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle.
Right, the shapes of locusts that was like unto horses are the different elements that the Most High created to destroy America in World War III.
Right.
Right, which are the intercontinental ballistic missiles, which are these different warlike ships, spaceships and helicopters that are going to be dropping off drones of fire and such. Read.
And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men.
Right, their faces are like the faces of mad men, because that's how those missiles are going to be flowing through the sky, man, as people seeing them, just like John is seeing them in his vision. Right, he's seeing these missiles that look terrible, man. Right, read on.
And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions.
They had hair as the hair of women, because when a missile is soaring through the sky, it kind of, it looks like something is following. Yeah, that smoke is flowing, and the smoke is behind it. Yeah, that's why it is viewed as hair. That's what John is giving the best description of. Right, read on.
And they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron.
Right, read.
And the sound of their wings as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle.
Right, because they're gonna, when chariots are, when missiles are flying through the sky, man, that's a terrible noise. Right, read.
And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months.
Right, their power was to hurt men for an elect amount of time. Right, meaning, like China, Russia, they have missiles called the Satan 1 and the Satan 2. Right, the Satan 1 and the Satan 2 created to destroy America. Right, that's what it was for. They got another missile that's like 90 feet. Yeah, they got another nuke that's like 90 feet or 900 feet or something like that.
Hypersonic missiles?
Yeah, hypersonic, ballistic, catastrophic, all those different word missiles, man. Right, read on.
And they had a king over them.
And they had a king over them, read, meaning they had somebody instructing this missile where to go. Okay, this one is going to hit New York. Okay, this is going to hit California. Okay, this one is set for Detroit. This one specifically for North Carolina. Right? Read on.
Which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
Which is the angel of the bottomless pit. Read. And the bottomless pit is what? Europe. Read on.
Whose name in the Hebrew tongue as Abaddon.
Right, read.
But in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
Right, read on.
One woe is past.
One woe is past, read on.
And behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
Right, two more sets of destruction was prophesied. Right, after John saw that vision, he's seeing another war, and the last world war that's going to end all wars is World War III. And those are the days that we are now living in. You know, the third, we'll get that real quick in Revelation chapter 14 and verse 11.
Revelation
Read that.
14 and 11. That's a copy. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith
Like 11 and 14.
of Yahushua. Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Right, and that's World War III. Go to Revelation 18 and 1. Right, give me 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and go to verse 5.
Revelation 18 and 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen.
Right, it's getting destroyed by missiles. Read on.
It's fallen.
Read on.
And it's becoming the habitation of devils.
Because it became the habitation of devils, man. Right, all of these different kings that were set up in America to lie, all of the presidents were liars. Right? They were all set up as puppets to institute this new world order, which is lawlessness, which is no faith in the Most High, and mass deception. Right? Read on.
And the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Right?
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Just like Jeremiah told you, all of the nations have got drunk off of this society. Right? They got drunk off the philosophies that was here. Right? Read on.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Right?
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich
and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through slavery. Read on.
Through the abundance of her delicacies.
Right? Because America's delicacy is the stock market, and you're going to find out that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were the first ones on the stock market. Right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob got their backs beat in for all of the merchants and the merchandise that thrives in this society, man. Read on.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people.
Right?
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
Right, going and getting those with America so that you don't get destroyed by what's coming to America. And all of our forefathers that got murdered in America, that got annihilated and abused and unjustly killed, they up there with the Father like, yo, are you going to do something about this? Like, please? Are you going to wake up our children? Right? There was a quote that it said, a brother said, I'm glad that the slaves didn't quit and give up their lives so that one day their children's children can now have reign and rulership. And I mean, that's twofold because that's what's going to happen. That's why the Lord said this, right? Read that. 2nd Esdras 15 and start at start at verse 7.
Look at 2nd Esdras. Out of the pocket, chapter 15, verse 7. And it reads, Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness,
right,
which they profanely committed. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
So the Lord said, the righteous spirits that are unjustly killed goes up to the third heavens, and they complain unto the Most High continually. Right? And even on the earth, we're dead. Right? The Lord said this is Egypt, where they have, give me that real quick in Revelation 11, verse 5.
Ain't there another precept on that when Cain slain Abel?
That's
he
right.
said he was crying out to him.
That's right.
Huh?
That's right. Cain slew Abel, his brother, man, and Abel was crying out to the Father.
Huh.
Yeah, Abel was crying out to the Father, which is a representation for the nation of Israel. Right? Read that.
Revelation 11:5. 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So our dead bodies have been lying in the streets of spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, which is a representation of America. Egypt for the enslavement, Sodom for the homosexuality that's at a high rate in America. Right? So that's why the Lord said, read that real quick in verse 8 again, about the souls complaining continually.
Therefore the Lord said, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely committed, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
The souls of the just complain continually, just like you had martyrs for the Lord, right? Real quick, I'm gonna get a few more. You read Revelation 17 again, and start at verse. It says martyrs. Martyrs for the Lord. Or is it 18? No, it's not 18. Wilderness of the beast and man, the woman, the red. Yeah, give me, start at verse, start at 6. Yeah, start at verse 6.
Revelation 17 and verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her,
one more time.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
Right, so I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, which is America. What else?
And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua, which is who in the Spirit? John the Revelator to the Spirit. All of the prophets to the Spirit. Paul, James, all of these great men that America are going to slay and kill for the testimony in which they held. Right, read on.
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Right.
And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her.
Right.
Which hath 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right, which is Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain. Right? Those are the 7 heads. And the 10 horns is the NATO, EU. Right? And with that, I'm going to get the book of Isaiah chapter 25, verse 7. Right? And give me Matthew chapter 16 and 19, and Luke 24 and verse 1.
Matthew 16, 19.
I want Isaiah first. Isaiah 25 and 7.
Isaiah chapter 25. What's going on, gentlemen?
Isaiah 25, verse 7.
Verse 7.
Fuck you, motherfucker. Have a good one.
Go ahead.
And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people,
Right?
and the veil that is spread over all nations.
Read on.
He will swallow up death and victory.
What the Lord say?
He will swallow up death and victory.
Read.
And the Lord Yahweh will wipe away tears from off all faces.
Right?
And the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth.
Right?
For the Lord has spoken. And it shall be said in that day, Lo, this is our God.
Oh, this is his God.
Lo, this is our
Oh,
God.
this is the Edomites' God.
Hell.
Lo, this is our God.
Read.
We have waited for him,
And we waited for the Lord, man. Read on.
and he will save us. This is the Lord. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation.
Some of my that was like, give me Luke 24 and 1. Matthew 16 and 19.
16 and 19.
Yeah, Luke first. Luke 24 and 1.
Luke 24 and 1. Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came unto the sepulchre, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them. And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre. And they entered in, and found not the body of the Lord, Yahushua. And it came to pass, as they were much perplexed thereabout, behold, two men stood by them in shining garments. And as they were afraid, and bowed down their faces to the earth, they said unto them, Why seek ye the living among the dead? He is not here, but is risen.
But it's what?
But it's risen.
Guess what? Yahushua is on his way back, man.
That's right.
For the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, once lost, now found through the grace and the mercy and the sanctification of his blood. Right? Bring it out.
16, 19.
16 and 19.
Book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 19. And I will give unto thee the key of the kingdom of heaven.
What did Yahushua say?
I will
Give unto thee
the keys of the kingdom of heaven.
Right, read. That's a lot. How you doing, brother? Praise. Y'all believe in God?
Absolutely.
Y'all have 1 second for one Bible verse.
Absolutely.
All praise. Now, give me the book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 14.
How about
Chronicles,
First Chronicles,
12th chapter. We can get Chronicles. Give me Chronicles chapter 15 and go to verse 2. Chronicles 15 and verse 2. Yeah, for a long season. Right, check this out, brother. What's your name, King? Brother Mike.
my second,
Yeah, read that.
second Chronicles.
Second Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 3.
Right?
Now for a long season, Israel,
Who?
Israel
Read on.
has been without the true God.
Now, do you know who the Israelites are right now? The blood descendants of the chosen people, the nation of Israel?
We are.
You said what?
We are.
We are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are the Israelites. Literally. Right? If your father is a so-called black man, you're from the tribe of Judah. If your father's from the West Indies, from the tribe of Benjamin, so on and so forth. These are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel that were once lost and found through the grace and mercy of the Most High before the Lord makes his second return and saves the 12 tribes. It said for a long season, Israel has been what?
Without the true God.
We've been without the true understanding of who we are as a people and without the understanding of who our Father is. We don't know his name, right? We don't know anything, right? Read on.
And without a teaching priest.
We haven't had proper teachers to teach us through the precepts out of thus saith the Lord. Read on.
And without law.
And without the understanding that we have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability in order to receive salvation. Right? Catholicism has taught us that the laws are done away with and that we're now just have to just have faith. But that's not according to knowledge. Jesus Christ didn't say that. Our Savior didn't say that. Whose real name is Yahushua. He didn't say that. Without what?
And without law.
Read on.
But when they...
So, that's the point. So you know that we're the Israelites. What are we supposed to be doing in the last days exactly what we're doing right now, but it's a little more to it. Give me Matthew 19:16.
Matthew chapter 19.
Because everybody can't do this job. Everybody's not elected and sanctified to do this job. But everybody, these people, have a job.
But you're all ordained to Christ.
Well, we're all ordained to Christ, but to make it plain upon tables, this is what the Lord said. Read that.
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
So we know this. This is the rich man speaking to Yahweh Shah, or the little word called Jesus Christ. Right, read on.
And he said unto him,
And he said unto him,
Why callest thou me good?
right, read.
There is none good but one,
Read on.
that is God.
So the Messiah said, don't call me good. The only one that's good is my Father. The one that sent me. You know what?
But if thou wilt enter life,
If you want to receive salvation, right? What do we have to do to receive salvation? Because obviously we do not have it. But the Christian church taught us that we had it though. Just go to the altar, put your hands up and read, and now I got it. Because they misunderstand Paul's letters. But how do we receive salvation as a nation of people? Because what am I to that? I believe that I have salvation. But man, and they and them are shooting each other over on P Street. I mean, don't I want salvation for my people as well? So what do we have to do to receive salvation as a nation? What did the Lord say?
but if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Don't forsake it.
Keep the commandments.
That's red letter. So what commandments do we have to keep? That what red letter said, we know what that means. The Lord said it. That we have to keep before the Lord returns. Can you name me 3 commandments? It's simple commandments. I know you know them. Okay, that's one of them. That's 2. Those are mighty ones that we break as a nation of people, which is why we got sent to slavery on slave ships. Now, didn't the Lord say, if you repent and return your face to me, I will heal your land? That's what the Lord said, right? And our land hasn't been healed. It's defiled right now by our enemies. And we don't have our land. Therefore, we haven't repented as a nation yet. So you gave me 3, we're gonna give you 3. Is that fair? All praise. Give me Leviticus 11 and 7.
Look at Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7.
Right, check this out.
The swine.
We know what swine is. Pig, pork. Did the Lord say we could eat that? No. He did not. And if you eat that, what are you in? What condition are you in when you eat?
You're not in the condition that we want you to be. It's against your body. It's unhealthy.
It's unhealthy, right? But it's
one of the most disgusting animals you ever.
It's one of the most disgusting animals. And it's a reason why. This is why. Check this out.
The book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Right?
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
When you commit sin, you transgress the law. For what?
For sin
Is what?
is the transgression of the law.
So sin is when you do what the Lord told you not to do. And the Lord told us not to do what? Finish that verse.
And
And the swine.
And the swine, though he be cloven-footed,
Right?
yet he cheweth not the cud.
That's why it's one of the most disgusting animals, because he doesn't chew the cud. And he doesn't properly digest his food. You know?
He is unclean to you.
It's unclean to you. You know?
Verse 8, of his flesh shall ye not eat,
Right? You know?
and their carcass shall ye not touch.
Read.
They are unclean to you.
God created that animal to be a cleansing mechanism for the earth. Before the trash used to run every Tuesday morning, we would take our trash and our disposable things and give it to the herd of swine. And they would cleanse the earth. God made everything perfect. But then, so we will not eat swine, we eat that, we be in sin. That was the answer I was looking for. That's sin, not eat swine. Nowhere in the Bible did the Lord change that. Literally. How they tell you in the Christian church that it's changed. Right? So go to verse 9.
Go to verse 9. This is Leviticus, chapter 11, Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the water.
This is what you can eat in the waters. You know, we have a dietary law. If we're the chosen people, we're a nation of kings and priests, surely we have things to conduct ourselves like as it is written. You know? These
What-
things that are all in the water.
Whatsoever has fins and scales in the water, in the sea, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
What does that mean, Brother Mike?
You know what? I'm being honest with you. I was looking down here reading what you, and I was not paying attention.
Okay, all praise. We'll read it again. It says, whatsoever, start at whatsoever.
This is Leviticus chapter 11, verse 9. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the water, in the sea, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
What does that mean? Whatsoever has fins and scales in the waters and the rivers, them shall you eat.
Shellfish, crabs, lobster, fish, all these they have skins.
As long as they have fins and scales, right? Which would be spot, tilapia, salmon, bass, things of that nature.
Trout.
Okay, that's right. Read on.
Verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, in the rivers,
Right?
of all that move in the waters,
Right?
and of any living thing which is in the water,
They shall what?
they shall be an abomination unto you.
So when we eat those scavengers like you named, like crab, shrimp, crawfish, all of those things, catfish, that they lied to us and told us that those are delicacy foods, we would be in sin. And this is one of the chiefest reasons why the Lord has not reversed the curses that are on our people. So that would be sin. And those are commandments that we break every day as a nation. Now, another commandment. Give me Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8.
Right?
Remember the Sabbath day.
Don't forget the Sabbath day.
Remember the Sabbath day.
When is the Sabbath day, Brother Mike? Okay.
You know, look.
The Sabbath day, you know what?
To keep it holy.
To keep it holy. Read.
6 days shalt thou labor
Right.
and do all thy work.
Read.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So the sun kind of is going down, so the Sabbath is over. Because we know we tell our time according to how the Most High created in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 14. Right? When the sun goes down, that's the beginning of a new day. Right? So we know that the Saturday is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. And what can't we do on the Sabbath day?
Everything. Other than praise God.
Other than praise God. That's true. But what specifically?
What do you look at?
Well, what's written. Alright, so read on. Give me Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 31.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
That's the one, right? No work, no servile work, right? Now, we know we in slavery. We still in slavery. Some brothers are subject to work to pay your bills for their family, things of that nature. You don't want to be homeless. So you use wisdom, right? And this is what the Lord sacrificed his life for, so that we get a chance of repentance. So we don't get stoned to death for breaking the commandments, right? Now, Nehemiah chapter 10.
Chapter 10,
Yeah, verse 31.
10:31. Book of Nehemiah, chapter 10, verse 31. And if the people of a land bring ware or victuals,
Ware and victuals is like setting up shop for goods and things of that nature, like buying a t-shirt business. Yeah, all of this, right? You know?
on the seventh day
On the Shabbat, you know?
to sell,
To sell, we would what?
that we would not buy it of them
Right, because we
on
don't,
the seventh day.
we don't do that. We the holy people. We the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yasharab. We don't do that. Now this is another thing the sons of Jacob have to do before the Lord comes back. Read that.
Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38.
Right?
Speak unto the children of Israel.
And your nationality is what, Brother Mike? African and Indian. Now, what's your father?
My father
Indian. In Africa. Now, give me numbers
my
1.
mother
Africa. Give me numbers 1 and 18.
Numbers 1 and 18.
Now, you don't find those terms in the Bible. In Africa, these days.
No.
So this was the Lord said. Read that.
And they assembled all the congregation together.
Right?
On the first day of the second month.
The first day of the second month, the congregation came together. Read on.
And they declared their pedigree.
They declared their pedigree. Who you are. They declared who they are by what?
After their families, by the house of their father.
No, the house of their mother.
By the house of their father.
So you declare who you are according to your father. Because the man carries the seed, the woman is the soil. If I have an apple seed, I plant it in a pasture of greens, what's going to sprout up? An apple tree. It's not going to be an apple green tree. It's going to be an apple tree. So whoever your father is who you are. So if your father is a so-called Indian man, and you will be an Israelite from either the tribes of Gad or Reuben. Right? You'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Gad or an Israelite from the tribe of Reuben. If you're a Seminole Indian or an American Indian, one of the two. So they're all great. Right? That would be from the tribe of Reuben. That's Reuben.
The seed line.
Yeah, the seed line. Now, go back to Numbers.
Numbers 15 and 38. Speak unto the children of Israel.
Which is who we are. And if your father would be a so-called black man or whatever he is, Israelite from the tribe of Judah, so on and so forth. Right? Speak unto the Israelites, you know, who they tried to annihilate, right, through their satanic works. But the Lord had mercy on us in the last days by giving us this knowledge and this information, you know.
And bid them that they make them fringes and the borders of their garments.
So the Lord said, before he comes back, you got to put some fringes on.
Right.
And now this, if you believe in the Lord. If you don't believe in the Lord, then hey, you know, you can kind of just do what you want to do, and you're gonna suffer the consequences when the Lord comes back.
That's right.
Bid them, meaning tell them, meaning don't let your brother walk past and say they don't know about the fringe. No, you got to tell your brothers because that's love. Bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments. Read.
Throughout their generation.
No, just for back in the day.
Throughout their generation.
We know that we're still generating. We still here, right? Even back in the day, our people was in the cotton field with them on. But somehow we lost our way, right? Through Catholicism and Christianity and all of the lies. Throughout their generations, read on.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So a ribbon of blue. The Gadites, the so-called Native Americans, have fringes on their garments, right? Even now when they do their powwows and things of that nature, they still held on to that commandment.
Right.
Right? A border of blue, read on.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe.
So your fringes can be any color. Like the brother got black on, I got black. The sister over there got purple on. But the ribbon of blue, right, is what the Lord commanded us to wear. And this is what the fringes are for.
That ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
And forsake them.
And do them.
So a part of taking back the kingdom, which the Lord told us to do, that the kingdom of heaven is within you. He said, the saints shall take the kingdom by force, is taking back your heritage. That's why we have fringes on, because we believe in the Lord.
Right.
That's in the Bible. We didn't write this. We read that in there. So okay, well that's what we have to do. So brother Mike got to do some fringes.
Can I take a picture of that?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
We're gonna give you a card too. Right, these are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel once lost, now found in the last days. And this is prophesied in the scriptures. Genesis 49, Ezekiel chapter 39, Revelation chapter 21. Yep. You have any questions, King? Okay, all praise. What's that? All right.
Hebrew there, but
Right, okay.
My dad was a pastor, so I know where you're going.
Okay.
You know, It's all about your personal relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? And reading that and living your life according to the scripture.
Okay. All praise.
I'm glad that you're doing it.
All praise.
Never is enough. You can always learn something.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All praise. This is
been a blessing.
All praise. All praise. It's a right with you. Y'all have a blessed night.
I have, is your number on here?
We got an email up there. You can email us.
I'll email you. I have your photographs of all the key people in the Bible.
Okay, all praise. Yeah, I'd like to take a look at that. All praise. One more time. What's your nationality?
No, that's the tribe.
Yeah, that's the tribe.
What's your nationality?
Oh, well, I'm from
St. John chapter 1 verse 47. We're going to show you. We're going to make it clear.
St. John chapter 1 and verse 47.
Yeah.
Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him.
Right, Yahushua, he saw his fellow brother coming up towards him. And let's see what he called him.
And saith of him, Behold, an Israelite indeed.
A black man indeed.
An Israelite indeed.
What did he call him?
An Israelite indeed.
That's what he called him. That's right. So when I ask you your nationality,
Nation is Israel.
Tribe is
You
God.
are Israelite from the nation of Israel.
yep, Israelite from the tribe of Reuben.
Oh yeah, come on. Ruben.
God bless you guys.
All praise. One more time. Nationality. All
Yes,
right. I get that.
At least he had a
Deceptive spirit.
yeah, exactly.
You know, some people that they father the Christ. Oh, I know that already.
Yeah.
He knew a little something already though.
Yeah, you know a little something.
No, he does.
That was the modern Hebrew.
As a matter of fact, I was thinking all along that he was passed.
Right.
I'm serious. That's why I kept looking at him, wouldn't take my eyes off.
This is an alabaster bar?
Yeah. He gave me the Northern Kingdom. He gave me the Northern Kingdom spirit, though. It's not Northern Kingdom kind of. Yeah, alabaster box. You can tell that.